Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Okeene. Kate Kennedy here with you tonight for some Waynoka basketball. Waynoka taking on the Lady Whippets and Whippets of Okeene, which should be a fun Tuesday night here in Okeene, and one of the newer gyms in Northwest Oklahoma here in Blaine County tonight for Okeene's homecoming. Waynoka coming in, taking on Okeene on homecoming night. It'll be an exciting game as we're about 8 minutes away from the Lady Rails of Waynoka and the Lady Whippets of Okeene. Folks, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll start our pregame show. Waynoka and Okeene right here on KALV.
Alva State Bank and Trust Company, older than Oklahoma, big enough to serve you and small enough to know you.
We love to give back to our customers. Did you know Alva State Bank offers a great rewards checking account program? That's right. You can earn cash back or high interest with our Kasasa accounts. We will even refund you up to $25 in ATM fees.
How do I qualify?
It's simple. Just swipe your debit card 12 times, sign up for online statements, and have one ACH credit or debit post to your account.
Can I do it online?
Yes. Just visit our website at www.alvastatebank.com to see if our Kasasa Rewards program is right for you. We make banking easy. Whether you're at home, the office, or in your car, our online or mobile banking options help you juggle busy schedules and financial needs.
We plant roots where others have branches.
Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Holder Drug, your local pharmacy. Stop in and check out some of the new available items at Holder's, starting with our hanging scrolls and banners. Expecting a child soon? Holder Drug is the perfect place for your baby registry. Find more information by stopping by the store or visit us online at holderdrug.com. As always, free delivery with your medications and prescriptions, along with specials at the fountain. That's Holder Drug, located on the downtown square, right here in Alva.
Welcome back to Okeene, the Lady Rails of Waynoka and the Lady Whippets of Okeene. Just about 7 minutes until we get this one underway as we start to look at both teams. Waynoka coming into this game with a record of 5-7, and it's hard to think, it's still the middle of January, but it is hard to think that we are already about halfway through the season. We'll have playoffs coming up next month. We've still got one more tournament to get through next week. It'll be the Buffalo tournament. Well, let's take a moment to kind of rewind a bit what Waynoka was able to do last week. The Lady Rails out at Burlington, out of that Burlington tournament. And it started off well, a 41-24 win over Sharon Mutual, and then Waynoka ran into two different ranked opponents on back-to-back days, having to take on Hillsdale Christian on that semifinal Friday, if you will. And it's a Hillsdale Christian team that's number 6 in Class B2. That's a Hillsdale Christian team that, as of right now, you would think is probably going to be a state contender, and then unfortunately Waynoka ran into them in more kind of a statement game about Hillsdale Christian than anything else, able to beat the Lady Rails 58-35. Turn around the next day, have to play another ranked opponent. This time it's Corn Bible Academy on Saturday, and the Lady Rails unfortunately fell in that game as well, 46-32. A Waynoka team that they've battled. They've continued to battle throughout the year. That has been really the story of this team. And you look at Okeene, and they're a similar situation. 4-8 on the season, coached by Patrick Benner, an Okeene team that they've had their bumps as well, but they're kind of the same as Waynoka. They're always scrappy. They're always in these types of games. It'll be interesting to see these two teams, similar styles, how they kind of play together tonight. Okeene has mentioned that 4-8 record. They hosted their own tournament last weekend. Okeene was able to play at home, had a similar result to Waynoka actually in how their 3 days went. Started off with a win, 40-34 over Pond Creek Hunter, before taking on two ranked opponents. In Okeene's situation, they took on Canton, who's the number 13 team in Class B1. They were able to stay competitive in that game, but fell to the Lady Tigers 30-23 before moving on to take on another ranked opponent in a different class. They played number 15 in Class A Wacomas and fell to the Lady Chieftains 32-20. Okeene here, always exciting to come to Okeene. I mean, one of the nicer gyms you could see, has a bit of an upper deck to it as you look around. Of course, we're showing Waynoka right now in the shot as we've got about 4.5 minutes until we get this one underway. And just a nice gym that they built recently here. It's not that old. I want to say it's about 5 or 6 years old, but it is a wonderful facility. Having this right here by the football field, just a nice little athletic complex that Okeene's been able to hammer out for themselves. It is going to be an interesting game. Okeene and Waynoka, they have that history. Usually when they get together, it's going to be an interesting time. So we will see as we are now under 4 minutes to go. To look at kind of some of the keys to this game. Look at it on the Waynoka side. I mean, it's continuing to play through your main players, whether that be Temperance Poseidon, whether that be Shea Wilson. That has kind of been the 1-2 punch all season for Waynoka. Sometimes it's just a matter of riding whoever the hot hand is, but usually one of them will kind of establish themselves early. The other will play more of the support role, if you will, always backing each other up. So that'll be fun to see how that plays tonight. And then on the Okeene side, they've got their fair share of athletes as well. They've got a fair share of fun players to keep an eye on. And one of the main ones that stood out to me is Bella Swartwood. I mean, always a fun player to watch on the Lady Whippet side. As both teams continuing just to shoot around here. About 3 minutes to go until we get underway. And one of the fun things about Okeene, we should be able to pick it up when we do the, you'll be able to see it if you're watching us, whether that be on Facebook or YouTube. If you're watching us there, we appreciate it. If you're listening just normally on KLV, whether that be 1430, whether that be 99.5 or 97.1, we always appreciate no matter what way you are listening. But they have a light show. They turn all the lights out in the building. They have a little blue light that spins around. If it's still what I remember from a few years ago coming here, that's what they did. And it is a unique little thing that they have here. You don't really get to see that in a whole lot of gyms, especially across Northwest Oklahoma. But when you have a newer gym, you have that kind of ability to have a little fun in your pregame. As the Waynoka Lady Rails making their way back towards the sideline as the Lady Whippets still shooting around. We'll take a quick little break. And, well, actually, I think we're just going to keep things here. Down to 2 minutes now. Lady Rails going to be wearing their gray jerseys and gray shorts for tonight. It's like I said, under 2 minutes away. Two teams with similar records trying to continue to build that momentum. You've got a tournament next week again. Waynoka will be going back out to Buffalo for the Buffalo tournament. Another one of those fun tournaments that they've been able to be at for a long time. Of course, we'll have coverage of that next week. That'll be fun to get back out on the road. And this Friday, it'll be Waynoka going out to Ringwood. We'll have coverage of that as well on KALV. So homecoming night in Okeene as we continue to get closer and closer to what should be a fun matchup between the Lady Rails and the Lady Whippets. But folks, we will take a quick break and be right back with more Waynoka basketball here on KALV.
Warm up with a class at Northwest Technology Center this month. Choose one of our evening classes, including computer fundamentals, cooking, health-related courses, business development, and much more. Northwest Technology Center also offers training for your business at your convenience. Contact us today for more information at 580-327-0344 in Alva or 580-227-3708 in Fairview. Northwest Technology Center is preparing students for success in education, careers, and life.
Welcome back to Okeene as we get ready for the national anthem. And there we have our national anthem. As we get ready for the starting lineups for both sides.
Number 2, Aubrey Delano.
Starting lineups for the Lady Rails. It'll be number 2, Aubrey Delano. Number 4, Briley Beck. Number 13, Devin Seeger. Number 21, Temperance Bozeiden. And number 22, Shea Wilson. Of course, Waynoka coached by Robin Klein, coming into this game record of 5-7, looking to kind of continue to make their way back towards 500. The starting lineup for the Okeene side. Start with number 4, Madeline Brickman. Number 13, Bella Swartwood. Number 20, Sophia Zamora. Number 24, Julia Pinner. And number 40, Bailey Grigsby. They did not turn the lights off this time. The last time I was here, they turned the lights off and did the whole light show. They did. Of course, I mentioned it, so they didn't do it this time.
Good luck, ladies.
So Waynoka coming into this one 5-7. Okeene with a record of 4-8. Okeene in the all-white, white jerseys and white shorts as well. Waynoka, as previously mentioned, in the all-gray with the maroon numbers. The Lady Rails make their way to center court. Lady Whippets will as well. It'll be Swartwood and Bozeiden tipping off for each side. 8 minutes on the clock. Ref puts the ball in play, and Waynoka wins the opening tip to Shea Wilson. As the Lady Rails will go from right to left across your radio dial. Okeene will go from left to right as Bozeiden drifts over towards the right wing, looking for somewhere to go, finds Delano. Delano stops, dumps it back into Bozeiden. The right elbow. We'll bounce it back out to Wilson. 7:40 to go in the ball game. No score yet. Still opening possession for the Lady Rails as Bozeiden out in between the two circles. Dribbles around the Delano screen. Nearly lost the ball. Quick pass over to Seeger in the left corner. Gives it back to Delano. Delano feeds it inside to Beck. Kicks it out over to Wilson for a right side three. That one just grazes the iron and is scooped up by Pinner. Pinner quickly giving it over to Brickman. 7:15 to go in the opening frame. No score yet. As Brickman able to give it back around to Grigsby. Grigsby on the left wing will send it inside to Swartwood at the free throw line. Kicks it back out to Grigsby. Will send it over to Brickman. As Brickman now drifting back towards center court, directing traffic, looking for somewhere to go. No score yet with 6:53 to go in the opening period. As Pinner tries to feed it back inside. Ball tipped around, finds it open. Swartwood, who's able to lay it up and in for the first bucket of the day for either side. Okeene takes a 2-0 lead over the Lady Rails. As Seeger looks for somewhere to go on a long bounce pass back to Wilson near center court. Wilson still looking for somewhere to go as she gets hounded by Brickman. Wilson now able to roll all the way over to the left wing with a long pass back out to Delano at the top of the perimeter before sending it back Wilson's way over to Delano once again. Heaves up a three, and that one just a bit too strong off the black iron. Okeene wanting to move out in transition. Quickly running as Grigsby now hesitates and slows down. Grigsby gets towards the free throw line. Thought about a jumper. Bounce pass back out to Zamora left wing. Quickly sending it over to Brickman for a right side three. That one will cling off just a bit strong, but tracked down by Zamora all the way over in the deep left wing. 6 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Okeene with a 2-0 advantage over Waynoka. As Grigsby resets, eventually turning inside, giving it off the Pinner, spins, turns, lays it up and in. And Okeene takes a 4-0 lead over Waynoka. 5:43 to go in quarter number one. Bozeiden able to quickly get it over to Wilson, over to Seeger, back to Beck on the left wing. He quickly flips it over to Delano, finding Wilson near the top of the perimeter. Thought about shooting a three, instead rifles it over to Seeger on the right wing by the Okeene bench. Now quickly dumps it down to Beck. Beck looking for somewhere to go. Finds Seeger again over to Beck in that right corner before dumping it down to Bozeiden. Bozeiden tries to spin past two defenders. Shot just a bit too strong. Bounces off the foot of a Lady Whippet and out of bounds. 5:17 to go in the opening quarter. Okeene Okeene with a 4-0 lead over the Lady Rails. Seeger looks for somewhere to go off the inbound. It eventually gets it all the way out to Beckwith to track it back down across center court before lobbing it over to Seeger. Seeger with a long bounce pass to Bozeiden on the left side. Goes around a Seeger screen now, does Bozeiden, before quickly firing it back over to Seeger. Over to Beck. Free throw line jumper just a bit too strong. Bozeiden picks it up from the right block, goes up, rolls the shot in. And Waynoka on the board for Temperance Bozeiden. Just kind of an awkward-looking flick that just creeps over the iron. With 4:50 to go in the first quarter, Waynoka on the board, but trailing 4-2. There's a quick pass over to Swartwood from Zamora, who sends it over to Brickman, back out to Zamora. All action happening on the left wing before a quick roll around to Grigsby. Grigsby dumps it down low, and Swartwood able to lay it up and in. As Okeene gets the lead right back to 4, 6-2, leading the Lady Rails. 4:25 to go in the opening quarter. Bozeiden with a head full of steam, quickly flips it back over to Seeger, over to Bozeiden. As Bozeiden looks for the play from Coach Klein, now strolls across the perimeter, looking for somewhere to go, rifles it over to Wilson left side, driving in, flicking up a shot just a bit too strong, tried to bank it in just a little bit too much, and into the arms of Grigsby, who goes streaking down the court. Now slowing down on a bounce pass over to Brickman, the left wing, in front of the Waynoka bench, who will quickly shuffle it over to Zamora, right back to Brickman. Halfway through the first quarter, and we're going to have a quick foul, it looks like. It'll be against Okeene. It's going to be an offensive foul on Julia Penner. That is the first foul of the game for either side. 3:50 to go in the opening quarter. And a 6-2 lead still for Okeene over Waynoka as Bozeiden goes charging in now, kicks out to Wilson left wing, thought about a three. Wilson drives in herself, has a shot tipped away into the arms of Grigsby. As Grigsby quickly able to get it off over to Brickman, who strolls across center court, now slows things down. A long pass over to Zamora left side, back out to Brickman, who resets. Quickly over to Zamora, thought about a three, instead finding Swartwood in the deep left wing corner. Back around, playing on the wing, over to Zamora. Zamora finds her way inside, tries to drift in, lays it up, can't get that one to go. Bozeiden fights for the loose ball, able to roll around two whippets, but Bozeiden still able to hang on to it. Now rolling all the way across, trying to go coast to coast, banks it in. 4 points now for Bozeiden. All 4 points for the Lady Rails coming for Temperance Bozeiden. 2:55 to go in the opening quarter. Okeene still with a 6-4 lead as Zamora looks for somewhere to go. Bounces it inside to Penner. Penner from the free throw line, kicks it back over to Brickman for a long three. That one's just a bit too strong. Back to Zamora from the free throw line, kicks it out to Brickman once again. Over to Zamora. Zamora just inside the left arc. Flips it back out to Grigsby. Grigsby retreats towards the right side before getting it under to Penner. Penner spins around, just a bit too strong off the rim. Put back by Swartwood. That won't go either. Swartwood gets it again, goes up strong, and is able to draw a trip to the free throw line. Foul's going to be on the Lady Rails. Looks like it'll be on Briley Beck. And that'll be her first, and it's the first team foul on the Lady Rails. 2:28 to go in the opening quarter. First free throw on the way from Swartwood. That one just a bit short off the iron. So we're going to have a substitution for the Lady Rails. It'll be Gracie Martinelli checking in for the first time today. Looks like we're going to have a substitution as well for Okeene. Second free throw on the way, and that one in for Swartwood. 7-4, Okeene on top of Waynoka. 2:25 to go in the opening quarter as Bozeiden gets it away to Wilson. Wilson near the top of the perimeter, thought about going around a screen from Martinelli, just extends out a bit more, now chooses the screen from Seeger. Wilson looking for somewhere to go, gets double teamed, throws a pass, that one intercepted, stolen away by Grigsby. Grigsby trying to go coast to coast all the way down, can't get her layup to go, but the ball tracked down by Mackenzie Morrison, who had checked into the game as the sub. Ball rolls around, Brickman goes up strong and draws another foul. 1:59 to go in the opening quarter. Will be another trip to the free throw line for the Lady Whippets, as this foul is going to be on Temperance Bozeiden. It's her first. As Brickman takes a couple of dribbles, fires away, first free throw up and in. So Okeene now doubling up the Lady Rails, 8-4, with another free throw on the way. Second free throw clangs off the iron. Ball fouled for, one by the Whippets. It's Mackenzie Morrison getting it back around and a quick pass over to Brickman. Brickman thought about a three, instead gives it over to Grigsby. Grigsby fires inside. Swartwood goes up strong. Can't get her shot to go. Ball being fought for as Briley Beck doing a great job. Had two different Lady Whippets all over, and instead able to hold on and draw the foul from Haley Klester, one of the other Okeene subs who had checked in. 1:46 still to go in quarter number one. Okeene with an 8-4 advantage over the Lady Rails. It's Bozeiden, fires it over to Wilson. Wilson immediately double team, looking for someone to go. Throws it off the foot of Brickman. It goes out of bounds, so that's a good play there by Wilson. Really didn't have an opportunity to get it over to Temperance Bozeiden. Next best play is just to throw it at someone's foot and make sure it goes out of bounds. As Wilson able to get it back off the inbound, finds Bozeiden left side three. That one just a bit too strong, but an offensive rebound by Martinelli. Tries to kick it back out. Instead, the ball stolen away by Grigsby. Grigsby being hounded by Bozeiden. She slows things down, gets it back around to Brickman. Brickman with a quick pass inside, as that will go to Morrison. Morrison tries to put it up just a bit too strong, and the putback by Swartwood. Swartwood extending the lead 10-4. Okeene on top of Waynoka, as Bella Swartwood with 7 of the 10 Okeene points so far in the game. Wilson facing another double team on the left wing. That time able to break through. Gets over towards the free throw line. Drives around. Gives it over to Martinelli for a long two. That one left just a bit short. Bozeiden gets inside. Fights for the ball. It'll be a jump ball with 47 seconds to go in the opening quarter. So we'll have a quick substitution for Okeene as Sophia Zamora checks back into the game. It's Okeene showing a little bit of the depth that they've had, already 7 or 8 different players that they've used, as Zamora gets it back over to Cadence Lewis, one of the other subs who's checked in for the Lady Whippets. And a quick pass back out to Grigsby. Grigsby tries a long two just inside the left arc. That one will go right back to Lewis. Lewis tried to get a shot up. That one won't go. Ball rattles around, still being fought for. Wilson able to control it. Just about everyone had a piece of that one, but Wilson able to come up with it. 23 seconds to go in the opening quarter, and Okeene with a 10-4 lead over the Lady Rails. 15 seconds to go in the quarter. Bozeiden from the right arc, flips it over to Delano's sub to back in, around to Seeger. Rifles it over to Bozeiden for a long three, and that one drains in. Temperance Bozeiden able to knock down a three. 3 seconds to go in the quarter, 10-7. Waynoka trailing, and a three that is not going to get there in time, so the Lady Rails able to cut into the deficit with a three by Temperance Bozeiden, who has all 7 points for Waynoka. We'll take a quick break and be right back. Okeene with a 10-7 lead over the Lady Rails at the end of one. We'll be back with more Waynoka basketball right here on KALV.
Joe Parsons has worked hard and has succeeded in becoming the go-to realtor for this part of the country. So if you want to sell your part of this country or you want to buy part of this country, Joe wants to hear from you. Call Joe Parsons at 580-748-2640.
When your business is agriculture, you want a bank behind you that doesn't cut and run at the first sign that there will be some tough times ahead. There are good years and there are always bad years. At Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, we're here for them all. Agriculture, it's the backbone of our local community. We believe in it. We invest in it. We're here for the long haul. If you're in agriculture, it's time to let Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma make your best even better. Contact a loan officer today. Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, the area's leading lender in agriculture.
Back in Okeene, where the Lady Rails only down by 3 at the end of the first quarter. Temperance Bozeiden able to beat the buzzer with a three to give her all 7 points in the quarter for the Lady Rails, and Waynoka getting the ball to start quarter number 2, and who else but Bozeiden with the ball before quickly getting it into Seeger. Bounces it back to Bozeiden. Bozeiden attacks from the left block, just a bit too strong, gets her own putback, fires it back, and that one sent right back to her by the rim. So Okeene able to get a stop on the opening possession of the second quarter, driving in with a head full of steam is Brickman. She loses the ball for a moment, tried to get a shot up, and I think did, is Riley Beck able to take the ball away for the board and give it off to Bozeiden. Bozeiden crossing the timeline, hesitating, trying to stutter step around, find some open room, instead rifles it over to Delano right wing, gives it back to Bozeiden with a little bump shot, tries to get it up, That one is Beck able to get a paw on it. Now dives for the ball against two other Whippets and is able to draw the jump ball. 7:19 to go in the first half. Okeene still with a 10-7 lead over Waynoka. As Brickman makes her way across the timeline, fires it over to Zamora. Zamora quickly giving it off to Lewis. Lewis finding Zamora again, thought about a three, and sends a bounce pass inside to Morrison. Back out for a right side three from Lewis, and that one falls in. 13-7, Okeene extending the lead back up to 6, the largest lead of the day for the Lady Whippets over the Lady Rails. 6:50 to go in quarter number 2 as Bozeiden at the top of the perimeter looks for somewhere to go. Gets the ball back for the left side triple, and that one just a bit off and into the arms of Morrison. Morrison quickly able to give it away to Brickman. Brickman looking for somewhere to go. Head full of steam, drives inside the paint, kicks it back out for another right side three from Lewis. That one just a bit too strong, but goes back into the arms of a Lady Whippet. Quickly getting it back inside to Pinner, who turns around and able to lay it in. As Pinner got the offensive rebound, kicked it back out, is able to get the ball to make it 15-7. Okeene on top of Waynoka. 6:15 to go in the first half. Bozeiden looking to motion around, able to get a screen from Seeger as she drifts towards the right side. Now Lady Whippet word mark as Zamora comes up to Houndert, knocked the ball away as Bozeiden was able to get it back. Now lobs it over to Wilson. As Wilson looking to try to create some separation from Brickman, able to give it back to Bozeiden near the top of the key. As Bozeiden continuing to look for somewhere to go. 5:48 to go in the first half. Okeene still with a 15-7 lead over the Lady Rails. Able to quickly get it off to Seeger, back towards Beck at the top of the perimeter before giving it down to Wilson. Fires away, Bozeiden, the right side three. That one just a bit too strong again. Delano able to come over and contain it, look for somewhere to go, fight for the ball, turns into a jump ball. Possession will stay with the Lady Rails. 5:32 to go in the first half. Waynoka still with the ball, trailing by 8. Seeger on the inbound for the baseline, gives it off to Bozeiden as Bozeiden just flips it a shot and it falls in. 9 points now for Temperance Bozeiden with all 9 for the Lady Rails, trailing 15-9. 5:20 to go in the opening half as Pinner turns around from the right block, attacks again and scores again. That has been the move for Julia Pinner. She's able to respond right back to make it 17-9. Okeene on top of Waynoka. 5:08 to play in the opening half. As Bozeiden able to rifle a pass over to Wilson. Wilson now trapped towards the left side, has to bounce back out. Wilson still looking for somewhere to go, trying to break the double team. And a timeout going to be taken by Coach Klein and the Lady Rails. So 4:55 to go in quarter number 2. Okeene with a 17-9 lead over Waynoka. We'll take a quick break and be right back with more Waynoka basketball here on KALV.
Rachel's Cafe in downtown Waynoka is like its owner. Beautiful. From the front door, clear through. You'll love the look, the feel, well, and you'll love the taste at Rachel's Cafe. With a full menu and a daily special, Rachel's is burgers, calf fries, and much, much more. Open Tuesday through Thursday from 11 to 4 and Friday and Saturday from 11 to 7 p.m. Say hi to Rachel and her great staff in downtown Waynoka.
Welcome back to Okeene. Kate Kennedy here with you, showing some of the fans of Waynoka here as we were able to, just a little bit with the camera shots, showing some of the play. This is we get back to action. As we get a ball that's stolen away. The Lady Whippets now off and running with it. Brickman over in the right wing. Quickly gives it back over to Logan Chance, who's in the game. Chance drives inside, now kicks it back out to Brickman for a right side three. That was just a bit too strong and into the arms of Delano, and we're gonna have a quick whistle. 4:30 to go in the second quarter. Foul is going to be on the Lady Whippets. It's the first foul on either side in this quarters. It's gonna go against Logan Chance, and that'll be her first. As Wilson with the ball for the Lady Rails, not facing any pressure until she gets to half court. Now faces a little bit, had to go around a screen from Boziden. Now gets the ball over to Boziden, standing in between the two circles, looking for somewhere to operate. Kicks it over to Delano. Delano a right side triple. That one just a bit too strong. Boziden tries to go after it, but instead it's snatched up by Brickman. As Brickman races towards the top of the perimeter, looking for somewhere to operate. Instead tries to kick it out towards the right wing, but just a little bit too much on it. And Waynoka will get the ball back. A quick substitution as Swartwood will check in for the Lady Whippets in place of Mackenzie Morrison. 3:58 to go in the second quarter. Okeene with a 17-9 lead over the Lady Rails. As Boziden strolls across the timeline, looking for somewhere to operate, starts drifting towards the left wing, now makes her way back towards the top of the perimeter, goes around a screen from Martinelli. As Boziden able to dump it off to Delano, now gets it back towards the right block, splints through a double team shot, rolls around, creeps off the iron, fight for the ball ensues. It's going to go out of bounds and see where it stays with. Looks like it'll stay with the Lady Rails, and it will. There'll be Seeger on the inbound. Quick substitutions again for Okeene. Looks like it'll be the return of Grigsby into the game. It's Boziden who turns in on the inbound, gets it off to Wilson on the left wing. Wilson looking for someone to hand it off to, tries to hand it off to Boziden. It's going to be bumped out of bounds. So possession will stay with the Lady Rails as Boziden in front of the Okeene fans here, able to give it off to Martinelli, lobs it over to Delano, quickly flips it off to Wilson. Wilson standing in between the two circles and near the feet, the hind legs of the Okeene Whippet logo. And she's able to dump it off to Martinelli, who sends it around to Delano. Now quickly finding Seeger deep in the right corner before giving it away to Boziden. Boziden kicks it back off to Wilson for a left side three, and that one falls in. Shea Wilson able to answer to make it 17-12. Okeene on top of Waynoka, 2:50 to go in the first half. Zamora on the left side looking for somewhere to go. Ball gets bounced out of bounds off the Whippets. It's Waynoka's ball. So Waynoka, you try to build momentum, a score and a stop and then another score, and then you start to get your momentum working in your favor. Only down 5 with 2:40 to go in the first half. As Boziden gets it away to Delano. Delano by the Okeene bench, able to zip it around to Seeger. Seeger goes past the Boziden screen, finds Wilson on the right side before getting it back off to Delano, who lobs it over to Martinelli. Martinelli thought about a three, back to the free throw line, over to Wilson, right side triple. That one just a bit too short. The ball fights out of bounds, but before that, we have a foul on the Lady Rails, and that one will go against Martinelli. That's her first. It's the first Waynoka foul of the entire quarter. And it's with 2:19 to go in quarter number 2. It's a bit of a defensive battle here. As Zamora has the ball poked away by Wilson. Wilson gets towards the left wing, waits for somewhere to go, and for everyone to race down the court with her. Wilson now looking to operate, gets it over to Martinelli. Martinelli thought about a three, gives it back to Wilson near the top of the perimeter, zips it over to Martinelli once again on that right side. Thought about driving in, now tries to hand it back off to Delano, but Delano and Martinelli just a little bit out of sync there. So the ball goes out of bounds, back to Okeene, 1:57 to play in the first half, and a quick sub as Briley Beck will check in for Martinelli. The Lady Whippets up by 5, trying to extend their lead as Zamora drives straight in, head full of steam, gives it off to Penner. Penner shot a bit too strong, fight for the ball, won by Temperance Boziden. Is Boziden able to make her way across the timeline, quickly out to Delano. Delano tries a right side three, that one just a bit too strong. Ball nearly goes out of bounds, then finally does. Back to Okeene, 1:37 to play in quarter number 2. We're going to have another sub, it looks like. Lady Whippets back set up for play. As Brickman makes her way across the timeline towards the left wing, fires it over to Penner. Penner looking for somewhere to operate, gives it back to Brickman. Brickman inside to Grigsby, has the ball poked away into the arms of Boziden, gets it off to a streaky Wilson. Wilson getting her way down towards the left block, turns, fires, and that one will just clang off the front iron. Wilson able to get a hand back on it, but a fight for the ball won by Madeline Brickman. as Brickman slows things down, lets everyone drive past her, gets towards the free throw line, bounce pass over to Grigsby. Grigsby dumps it down low to Pinner. Flip shot around again and using the glass as Julia Pinner. 6 points in the quarter for Pinner. 1 minute to play in the opening half. Okeene with a 19-12 lead over the Lady Rails. As Wilson near the timeline, able to give it away to Seeger. Seeger had the pass deflected, but back into the arms of Boziden. Kicks it out. Wilson right side three. That one drains in. As Shea Wilson able to knock down another three and make it 19-15, down to a 4-point game with 28 seconds to play in the first half. Zamora drives inside on the bounce pass back to Pinner. Pinner able to fire up another shot, draws a bump, and it'll be a trip to the line for Pinner. Foul is going to be on Devin Seeger. That's her first. As Pinner takes a couple dribbles, fires away the first free throw. That one will spin around and out. 22 seconds to play in the first half. 19-15 lead for Okeene. Second free throw on the way, and that one will rim out as well. Controlled by Beck. As Beck able to quickly give it away to Boziden. Boziden racing down the court, finds Delano. Delano on the right wing, kicks it back to Boziden, right side triple. That one's wanted to go in, but spins out. 10 seconds to go in the first half. Zamora gets it over to Brickman. Brickman drives inside from the right arc, wants to go in, goes up strong, has the ball batted away by Boziden with 2 seconds to go in the first half. And that will be the end of half number one as Okeene with a 19-15 lead over Waynoka as we make our way to halftime. What has been a tight battle so far. You expected it to be a tight game. These are two teams mentioned at the same type of mentality. No surprise there, but folks, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll kind of break down a defensive battle of a first half. We'll take that break and be right back with Waynoka basketball here on KALV.
What do you look for in a good ag lender? Local decision making? Quick responses on questions? Personalized business packages with a focus on your financial goals? Guidance with the latest technology? On-site visits with respect for your time and your schedule? Well, if that sounds good to you, you should give us a call. Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, the leader in ag lending.
Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, an equal housing lender, online at farmcreditloans.com.
Clean Harbors, hazardous waste disposal and recycling services provide the widest range of recycling, treatment, and disposal options for all your hazardous waste streams. Unmatched in North America, our infrastructure of hazardous waste management facilities services all of the U.S. and Canada, northern Mexico, and Puerto Rico. We handle both drum and bulk hazardous waste in liquid, solid, semi-solid, sludge, and gas forms. One call handles all your hazardous waste disposal needs. Located in Waynoka, where we proudly support our railroaders.
America's Oasis, a whole new world of off-road delight. America's Oasis, joining the north edge of the Little Sahara State Park just south of Waynoka, is open for business, and they invite you and your family to come stay and play. To explore all the possibilities, go to their website, americasoasis.com, and see the many ways you can come to Northwest Oklahoma and play in the sand. America's Oasis, an amazing concept. You have to experience it to believe it. Come visit America's Oasis, just south of Waynoka, the little city by the sand.
We are very fortunate to live, to work, and to be able to play in this part of the world. We're also thankful for all of our blessings, our friends, and our neighbors in and around the Waynoka area. One of our big blessings is having our own animal doctor. That's Dr. Michaela Zook. Dr. Michaela Zook is now located in downtown Waynoka and can be reached at any time by telephone, 580-554-0226. Dr. Michaela Zook. One more blessing. And our hometown veterinarian.
Welcome back to Okeene. Kate Kennedy here with you as the Lady Rails down at halftime at 19-15 as If you're watching here, whether it be Facebook Live, whether it be KLV.com, whether it be YouTube, you can see the little gym rats program they have here in Okeene. These are 3rd through 6th graders dribbling along. I think they said on the announcement here a moment ago, these kids get here at 6:30. I'm not at the age where I think I want to get up at 6:30 for anything, so I commend these kids for getting up at 6:30 to continue to get better as basketball, and they'll only continue to get better as they go along. But 3rd through 6th grade here showing off their dribbling moves. Here at halftime, looking at the point totals for each side, starting with Waynoka. It has been, we talked about it a little bit in the pregame, the main dynamic duo that the Lady Rails have. Temperance Bozeiden with 9 points, had 7 points in the first quarter. And then Shea Wilson with 6 points, hit 2 threes, and had 6 of the 8 points in the second quarter for Waynoka. And usually that's how they play. One of them will get hot to start the game, and the other will kind of complement and fill in as the game goes. We'll see who is kind of the next person to step up. And that's not always in scoring. Sometimes that's in defense. Sometimes that's in rebounds, hustle plays, other things of the like. But as it stands right now, the 2 scores for Waynoka, Temperance Bozeiden with 9 and Shea Wilson with 6. You look at scoring for the Okeene side, a bit more spread out as Julia Pinner leading the way for the Lady Whippets with 8 points, had 6 of her 8 points in the second quarter as well, just like Shea Wilson. Bella Swartwood got off to a strong start, had 7 points in the first quarter, but no points in the second quarter. Waynoka doing a good job there of keeping her out in quarter number 2, still with 7 on the day. Cadence Lewis with 3 points on the day, had a 3-pointer in the second quarter. And then Madeline Brickman with 1 point on the day so far. Still about 5 minutes to go until we get the second half underway. We'll take another quick break, and when we come back, we'll have keys to the second half and what should be a good one here in Okeene. Homecoming night for the Whippets and Lady Whippets. Okeene with a 19-15 lead over Waynoka at the break. We'll be right back in a moment with more Waynoka basketball here on KALV.
Alva State Bank and Trust Company, older than Oklahoma, big enough to serve you and small enough to know you.
We love to give back to our customers. Did you know Alva State Bank offers a great rewards checking account program? That's right. You can earn cash back or high interest with our Kasasa accounts. We will even refund you up to $25 in ATM fees.
How do I qualify?
It's simple. Just swipe your debit card 12 times, sign up for online statements, and have one ACH credit or debit post to your account.
Can I do it online?
Yes. Just visit our website at www.alvastatebank.com to see if our Kasasa Rewards program is right for you. We make banking easy. Whether you're at home, the office, or in your car, our online or mobile banking options help you juggle busy schedules and financial needs.
We plant roots where others have branches.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Rachel's Cafe in downtown Waynoka is like its owner. Beautiful. From the front door, clear through. You'll love the look, the feel, and you'll love the taste at Rachel's Cafe. With a full menu and a daily special, Rachel's is burgers, calf fries, and much, much more. Open Tuesday through Thursday from 11 to 4 and Friday and Saturday from 11 to 7 p.m. Say hi to Rachel and her great staff in downtown Waynoka.
When your business is agriculture, you want a bank behind you that doesn't cut and run at the first sign that there will be some tough times ahead. There are good years and there are always bad years. At Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, we're here for them all. Agriculture, it's the backbone of our local community. We believe in it. We invest in it. We're here for the long haul. If you're in agriculture, it's time to let Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma make your best even better. Contact a loan officer today. Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, the area's leading lender in agriculture.
Welcome back to Okeene. Still here at halftime between the Lady Whippets and the Lady Rails. Homecoming night, as mentioned, here in Okeene. And right now, so far, a happy homecoming for Okeene. A 19-15 lead over the Lady Rails. As you look at keys to the second half for both sides for Okeene, I mean, it's kind of just continue to play your game and spread things out a bit. They have their scorers. They have their shooters as well. And they've shown that with whether it be Swartwood, whether it be Penner getting inside. They have the opportunity to attack from the outside. We saw that from Cadence Lewis, Mackenzie Morrison. They have some of those depth pieces that can kind of come out and just shoot a little bit and provide some of that depth and give them that ability to spread the floor as well. Madeline Brickman's one of those players who could show up and shoot it a little bit. And so if you're Okeene, that's really what you have to continue to do, is try to just spread the floor out a bit against this Waynoka team. And the other thing to kind of mention here, this is some games it's a bit different than others, and every game is a different game if you think about it, obviously. But in terms of flow, in terms of pace, and I hope I'm not jinxing anything here when I say this, very foul-less game. Not a foul-heavy game by any means. Not a lot of fouls really for either side. If you look at it, 4 total fouls for Waynoka in the first half, just 3 total for Okeene in the first half. Nobody in foul trouble. Nobody has multiple fouls so far. Just something to kind of keep an eye on for both sides. When we talk about keys, there's really no one to try to attack to get in foul trouble for either side. You look at the keys to the second half for this Waynoka side, and I mean, it's one of the main keys really for most of the games we played, is just Temperance Bozine and Shea Wilson. You know they're going to do their thing. You know that is that 1-2 punch, and it's can someone step up in some other way. And I don't mean that always in just a scoring way. I don't mean that in someone's got to pick up the pace and be that third option for Waynoka. It's just, can Aubrey Delano, Briley Beck, Devin Seeger, Gracie Martinelli, who we've seen come in the games at times, as long as they can continue to kind of play their type of game, whether that be defense, whether that be hustle plays, extending possessions, whatever you have to do to kind of continue to find that next gear, if you will, to keep this game going, because it's been a good game so far. It's been tight. It's been competitive. It's everything you really want besides having the lead if you're Waynoka. You're only down 4 at halftime, and you've only had 2 players score. Temperance Bozine only having 2 points in the second quarter. It went cold for a bit, and it's still only down by 4. So we'll see what both sides have here. 30 seconds to go until we get quarter number 3 underway, as Okeene with the 19-15 lead heading into the second half. As we get the buzzer, Lady Rails make their way back onto the hardwood. Lady Whippets still in their huddle with Coach Penner. Now the Lady Whippets make their way back onto the court as well. It will be Okeene starting with the ball for quarter number 3. So the Lady Whippets will go from right to left across your radio dial. Waynoka will go from left to right, and it's a quick pass over to Madeline Brickman. Brickman able to get it down low to Julia Penner. Turns around, shoots from the left block, and able to get her shot to bounce in to move the lead right back up to 6, 21-15. Okeene on top of Waynoka. Temperance Bozine crossing the timeline, goes around a screen from Briley Beck, looking for someone to get the ball away to is Bozine. Finally able to hand it off to Devin Seeger, and Seeger ends up traveling with it on the left wing to give it right back to Okeene. 7:35 to go in quarter number 3 as Sophia Zamora on the inbound to Brickman. As Brickman makes her way in between the 2 circles, looking for somewhere to go. Quickly gets it inside of Bells forward, kicks it back out to Penner for a left side 3 that rattles in and out. Penner able to tap it back to Swartwood. Swartwood loses the ball over to Zamora, who resets it via Brickman. Brickman near the center court area, able to feed it back over to Zamora. Zamora thought about a 3 for a moment from the left wing. Instead throws a pass that's tipped away inside. Bozine able to come up with it. Looks for somewhere to go. Finds Briley Beck, quickly giving it away to Seeger. As Seeger will zip it over to Bozine. 7 minutes to play in quarter number 3. Okeene with a 21-15 lead over Waynoka. As Bozine makes her way towards the top of the perimeter, looking for someone to give the ball away to, able to hand it off to Seeger, who goes into the deep left corner. Seeger looking for somewhere to go, being harassed in a timeout, going to be taken by Coach Klein and the Lady Rails. So 6:42 to go in the third quarter, and Okeene with a 21-15 lead over Waynoka. We'll take a quick timeout with them. We'll be back in a moment with more Waynoka basketball here on KALV.
Holder Drug, your local pharmacy. Stop in and check out some of the new available items at Holders, starting with our hanging scrolls and banners. Expecting a child soon? Holder Drug is the perfect place for your baby registry. Find more information by stopping by the store or visit us online at holderdrug.com. As always, free delivery with your medications and prescriptions, along with specials at the fountain. That's Holder Drug, located on the downtown square, right here in Alva.
Back to action here in Okeene. Lady Rails with the basketball. 6:40 to go in quarter number 3 as Poseidon near the Okeene O logo at center court. Looking for somewhere to go, directing traffic towards the Whippets logo on the right side. Tries to hand it off to Beck. Lost the ball. Fight for the ball ensues between Poseidon and it looks like Zamora down there. It's going to be a jump ball that will keep it with the Lady Rails. 6:27 to go now in quarter number 3 is Poseidon able to get it into Shea Wilson. As Wilson guarded tightly by Brickman, looking for somewhere to go. Goes around to Poseidon, screen on the right wing. Wilson still on that right side, dumps it down to Beck near the right block. Quick passing over to Seeger from the top of the perimeter, finding Aubrey Delano. Delano inside, dumps it down to Beck. Quick out to Wilson. Wilson for the free throw line, drives inside, lost the ball. Pinner gets her hands on it, and then it goes out of bounds to keep it with Waynoka. Seeger on the inbound here on the right sideline. Is Seeger looking for somewhere to go. Finally has to lob it out to Delano near the Waynoka bench. Back over to Poseidon on the wing before giving it off to Beck. Beck tries a mid-range jumper. That one just a bit too short. Poseidon goes up strong, draws a foul and one for Temperance Poseidon. As Poseidon able to score once again to get her 11 points on the day with a trip to the line as the foul is going to be on Zamora. That's her first. First foul of the quarter for either side. As Poseidon's free throw on the way, goes off the back iron, fight for the ball, won by Pinner. As Pinner able to quickly give it away to Brickman. Brickman guarded by Wilson in between the two circles, zips it over to Zamora. Zamora right back to Brickman. It's Brickman looking for somewhere to go. Flings it over to Zamora, back to Brickman. Rifling it inside to Pinner at the free throw line before a bounce pass over to Grigsby. As Bailey Grigsby attacks the rim, and she's able to spin it inside to Swartwood, who lays it up and in. The bucket actually goes to Grigsby, as I originally thought, not Swartwood, who was in the area as well. 23-17, Okeene on top of Waynoka. Poseidon kicks it over to Beck. Back down to Poseidon from the left block. Poseidon spins, attacks, draws another foul shot, rolls around and in again. As Poseidon able to attack and take another trip to the stripe, drawing another foul, this one on Grigsby. And that'll be her first. 23-19 the score, free throw on the way. That one rolls around, goes on down, and we have a one-possession ball game again, 23-20 with 5:05 to go in the third quarter. Lady Rails only down by 3. As Brickman near the Okeene logo, quick pass over to Zamora, back to Brickman, looking for somewhere to throw the ball to. As Wilson starts to draw in tighter and tighter on the defensive side, eventually lobbing it over to Zamora, back to Brickman, rifling around to Grigsby, left arc, drives inside, long two, clangs off the side, tracking it down as Grigsby, then falls down, gets it over to Brickman, bounce pass inside to Pinner, now out to Zamora, thought about a three from the right wing, long pass, still gets it over to Pinner. Quick around to Brickman and Grigsby on the left side, nearly lost the ball. Poseidon was about to get a hands on it. Now a pass tipped around, still rolling on the ground, looking for somewhere to go. Last touched by the paw of Shea Wilson, it looks like. So we'll stay with Okeene. They went past 7 different players, and everyone was still trying to find it, and it just hopped away. Lady Whippets on the inbound, get it inside of Swartwood, goes up towards the right block. It was able to draw the foul. 4:24 to go in the third quarter, and the foul's on Poseidon. That's her second. 2.5 quarters in, someone for either side has multiple fouls on the day. The inbound for the Lady Whippets goes to Swartwood, quickly around to Brickman, now throwing it inside to Pinner as Zamora, back out to Brickman, stumbles around with the ball a bit. As Brickman on a long pass out to Grimsby. Grimsby drives inside with a short two that hops her just back out to Pinner, resets to Brickman, over to Zamora on the left side. Thought about a three and a long pass to Grigsby near the Okeene bench. Over to Zamora again. Pump fakes on the left wing 3. Instead gets it inside to Brickman. Lost the ball. Back out to Zamora. Over to Grigsby right wing. Dumping it down low to Pinner on the block. Out to Zamora. Top of the key 3. That one spins around and will not go down. Ball tipped by Swartwood, however. Back out to Zamora. Thought about another 3 from the top of the key. Instead finds Grigsby for long 2 from the right side. That one won't go. Ball loosed out of bounds again off another Lady Rail. 3:39 to go in quarter number 3. Still a 23-20 game. Okeene on top of Waynoka as Penner gets a 3 for the top of the perimeter. Heaves that one up but can't get it to go. Beck able to contain the board. So Waynoka with an opportunity to bring it to 1 or to possibly tie the game. Poseidon on the left wing looking for somewhere to operate. Big guard tightly by Zamora. Kicks it back over to Beck. Beck finding Seeger near the top of the perimeter. Zipping it around to Delano. Back to Beck. Beck open if she wanted to look there. Instead plays the possession out to Seeger. Quickly to Poseidon in the corner. Poseidon drives baseline inside with a layup that just spins around. Couldn't get it to go. Fight for the ball ensues as it's going to be a foul on Briley Beck. That'll be her second. Quick substitutions for both sides. Cadence Lewis will check in for Okeene, and it'll be Gracie Martinelli entering for the Lady Rails. 3:07 to go in the third quarter. Okeene with a 23-20 lead over Waynoka. As Brickman looking to set up shop on the Okeene side of the court, giving it over to Zamora. Quick bounce out to Brickman. All action on the left wing so far before rifling it over to Lewis. Gives it quickly back to Brickman for that left corner spot before dumping it down to Swartwood on the block with a long pass over the head of Zamora. Tries to save it. Does save it back in bounds, but that is going to be a backcourt violation. There was no one else for Zamora to save it to, but another Lady Whippet in the area, and you really didn't want anyone else to touch it there because it would have been a great opportunity for Waynoka had someone been down there. It was going to be a turnover either way, so I guess that is the best thing that could have happened for Okeene. As Poseidon off the inbound, able to hand it off to Wilson, who extends back out towards the word marks near here on the court. As Wilson still trying to find somewhere to go, has the ball poked away, fight for the ball ensues. It's a jump ball. And where will possession stay? It looks like it'll go to Okeene, and it will with 2:22 to go in quarter number 3. Still a 23-20 ball game. It has been defensive here in the third quarter. As Lewis from the left side quickly gets it over to Zamora. Zamora from the right arc drives in, tries a long pass back to Lewis, left alley 3, and that one dies off the rim, will not go. Back into the hands of Brickman, finds Swartwood, who goes up and lays it in. Swartwood all alone, had nobody around her, and able to lay that one in to make it 25-20. Okeene on top of Waynoka. 1:53 to go in the third quarter. Wilson drives around a double team, goes up strong, has her shot blocked away. Seeger tries to take the ball back. Ball still loose. Swartwood had the rejection, still fighting for it. Wilson gets it back, and a jump ball going to be called again. Possession arrow now staying with the Lady Rails. Another substitution for Waynoka. Zoe Schmidt will check in for the first time today in place of Delano. Seeger on the inbound. We'll have another substitution for Okeene, as it'll be Mackenzie Morrison coming in place of Penner. 1:43 to go in the third quarter, and a 25-20 lead for Okeene. As the inbound goes to Martinelli, quickly gets it off to Poseidon on the left wing. As Poseidon dribbles it back out towards center court, goes around a screen for Martinelli, looks for somewhere to go now on the handoff, does Martinelli. Eventually finding Seeger, who bounces it back out to Poseidon. Poseidon calling the play, looking for somewhere to go. Lobs it to Wilson on the right wing before lobbing it back over to Poseidon, and now at the free throw line. Barreling in as Poseidon tries to draw a foul, can't get one. Awkward looking shot, goes up, fight for the ball ensues. It'll be another jump ball that'll give possession back to Okeene. 1:06 to go in quarter number 3. Another substitution for the Lady Whippets. It'll be Logan Chance coming into the game. 1 minute to play in the third quarter. Okeene with a 25-20 lead over Waynoka as Brookman tries a long three from the left corner. That one just a bit too strong. Back into the arms of Swartwood, who kicks it all the way around the perimeter from Chance. He gets it now back on the right wing. Chance drives inside with a running floater. That one just a bit too strong. Chance trying to tip it back to herself. Poseidon snatches it away. 35 seconds to go in quarter number 3. Lobbing it ahead to Wilson. As Wilson from the left arc thought about looking for somewhere to go. Instead rolls back towards the top of the perimeter with a bounce pass over to Poseidon left side. 25 seconds to play in the quarter. Poseidon lobbing it over to Schmidt. Schmidt has the ball poked away from her. Now fights for it with Chance. And that's going to be another, or they're going to call a foul instead. It looks like they're going to call a foul on Schmidt. So that'll be her first. Only the third team foul of the quarter for the Lady Rails. 18 seconds to play in quarter number 3. 25-20, Okeene on top of Waynoka. It's Chance from the right wing, gives it over to Brookman on the left side, drives just inside the arc for a long two that goes to Swartwood. Swartwood tries to put it back up and in, can't get it to go. Second attempt, draws a foul with 1 second to go in the quarter. As the foul is once again going to be on Schmidt. That'll be her second. And it puts Swartwood at the line. Swartwood takes a couple dribbles, fires away first free throw, clangs off the front of the iron. Swartwood takes a couple more dribbles, fires away, and able to sink the second free throw. That will bring the third quarter to a close. Okeene with a 26-20 lead over the Lady Rails. What continues to be a back and forth ball game here in Okeene. We'll take a quick break and be right back with more Waynoka basketball here on KALV.
Warm up with a class at Northwest Technology Center this month. Choose one of our evening classes, including computer fundamentals, cooking, health-related courses, business development, and much more. Northwest Technology Center also offers training for your business at your convenience. Contact us today for more information at 580-327-0344 in Alva or 580-227-3708 in Fairview. Northwest Technology Center is preparing students for success in education, careers, and life.
What do you look for in a good ag lender? Local decision making? Quick responses on questions? Personalized business packages with a focus on your financial goals? Guidance with the latest technology? On-site visits with respect for your time and your schedule? Well, if that sounds good to you, you should give us a call. Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, the leader in ag lending.
Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, an equal housing lender, online at farmcreditloans.com.
Back in Okeene for the final quarter of action. The Lady Whippets with a 26-20 lead over the Lady Rails of Waynoka. The final 8 minutes on its way as Seeger gets it around the back. Lady Rails with the ball to start quarter number 4. Back near the top of the perimeter, giving it away to Delano. Delano lobs it back out to Wilson. Wilson bobbled the ball, had to go back and retrieve it. As Wilson drifts to her left, has the ball poked out of bounds to the Waynoka bench and will keep possession as Chance able to get the deflection. 7:36 to go in the ball game. Okeene with the 26-20 lead over Waynoka as a long pass goes to Seeger. Seeger lost the ball. Fight for it ensues a bit here as Okeene lost it, got it, and then it goes back out of bounds. So it'll be Waynoka's ball. Seeger able to inbound it to Poseidon. Poseidon makes her way towards the left side, hands it off to Wilson. Wilson around the top of the perimeter, gets towards the free throw line, cuts it back out to Delano, who's able to retrieve it, throws a pass deflected, but still into the arms of Wilson near the Whippets word mark on the right side as Wilson just throws it off of the Lady Whippet out of bounds and will stay with Waynoka. 7:16 to go. Actually, they're going to call a foul, it looks like, on Okeene here. That foul's going to be on Logan Chance. That'll be her second. The Lady Rails with the inbound again, back to Poseidon. Poseidon on the left wing, gets it around to Delano. We'll flip it over to Wilson. Wilson looking for somewhere to go on the right side, trying to see who to get the ball to. Now drifts back towards the center logo, goes around a screen for Boziden. Wilson all the way over on the left side, bounces it off to Delano. Delano bobbles the ball for a moment, gets it to back, fires it inside to Boziden for the free throw line, goes up strong, tries to bank it in, cannot. Fight for the ball ensues. Penner able to come up with it for the Lady Whippets. 6:45 to go in the ball game. Okeene still with a 26-20 lead over Waynoka. It's Chance on the right wing. Able to drift it away, but as she does, a quick foul whistled against the Lady Rails. So that one will be on Shea Wilson. That's her first foul of the night. So Whippets still with the ball and a quick zip on the inbound to Brickman. Brickman able to get it back around towards the top of the perimeter for a three, just a bit off from Chance into the arms of Boziden. As Boziden makes her way towards the right wing, now drives inside, has the ball poked away, and as she does get bumped, it'll be another foul on the Lady Whippets, and it'll be another foul on Chance. That's now her third. Second team foul of the quarter for Okeene. 6:23 to go in the ball game. Same score, 26-20. Okeene leading Waynoka. Boziden able to get it over to Wilson. Wilson lobbing it down to Beck. Beck from the left corner gets it inside to Boziden. Boziden goes up strong. Bank shot won't go. Fight for the ball. And it'll be a foul against the Lady Rails, as that one will be on Briley Beck. That'll be her third. So 2 team fouls each. With 6:05 to go in the ball game, 26-20. Okeene still on top of Waynoka's. Chance goes up for a long two, uses the glass and able to bank it in. As Chance able to get on the board and extend the lead to 8, 28-20. Okeene on top of Waynoka. And these are the types of games Okeene has been in when they had their battles against Waukomis, when they've had some of the battles the past few games we talked about earlier. Another bump and another foul on the Lady Whippets. It'll be the third team foul on Okeene, and it is the fourth foul now on Logan Chance. She's picked up 3 quick fouls here in the, I believe she's picked up all 3 fouls in this quarter for the Lady Whippets. 5:40 to go in the ball game, and an 8-point lead for Okeene, 28-20 over Waynoka, as Beck gets the ball in the corner and shuffles her feet. That'll be a travel. So Okeene getting the ball back with 5:37 to play in the game. The inbound for the Lady Whippets going to Brickman. Brickman storming across the timeline, gets towards the free throw line as she's able to swing it out to Zamora. Zamora gets it back out to Lewis. Lewis thought about a 3, gives it over to Zamora, back around to Lewis, playing the perimeter over to Brickman for the left side, drives in, and as she does, draws a whistle. So it'll be another foul on the Lady Rails. This one will be on Delano, her first. So 3 team fouls apiece. 5:21 to go in the ball game. Zamora on the inbound, able to get it out to Brickman near the top of the perimeter, kicking it inside to Penner, goes up strong and draws a foul. So what has been a clean game for the most part today has turned into a physical one here towards the end, as the third foul on Temperance Boziden. It's Penner's first free throw, up and in. Penner takes a couple dribbles, fires away the second free throw, and that one pure as well to extend the lead up to 10. Largest lead of the day for the Lady Whippets, 30-20 over Okeene, as a pass just a little bit too much for Delano as it goes out of bounds, right back to Okeene. It's Brickman able to get the ball, crossing the timeline, 5:04 to play in regulation, and a 10-point lead for the Lady Whippets. As Brickman in the left corner dribbles it back out, looking for somewhere to go, dumps it down to Morrison, who gets it back over to Zamora, finding Brickman now on the right wing before dumping it back down to Penner. Penner turns, fires, can't get her shot to go. Put back won't go either, as Boziden able to get the ball, then has it bobbled, nearly lost it as Morrison tried to swipe at it, but able to get it away and clear to Wilson. Did Boziden before rifling it over to Beck. Now back to Boziden. Boziden thought about a 3 from the left wing. Instead, thinks better of it as Zamora comes over to Carter and sends it Beck's way. As Beck drives inside, kicks it back to Delano. Delano tries the top of the 3-key. That one just a bit too strong, rattles around. Penner able to get her paws all over it. Now getting it back to Brickman. As Brickman finding Zamora. Zamora quickly getting it back over for a long two opportunity from Lewis, as that one just a bit too strong. And Boziden able to come up with another board. 3:54 to go in the ball game. A 30-20 lead for Okeene as Boziden drives inside, tries to get a bank shot to fall. That one will not, as Brickman able to corral it, gives it over, and as she runs by Wilson, Wilson tries to steal it away, ends up bumping her. It'll be the second foul on Wilson and the 5th team foul on Waynoka. So for Okeene, it'll be free throws for the final 3:44 of this game. It's the 5th team foul for Waynoka. As Brickman at the line, 1 point on the day so far for Madeline Brickman. An opportunity to extend the lead to the largest it has been. First free throw up and in for Brickman. Quick substitutions for both sides as Martinelli will check in for the Lady Rails, and another substitution is Reagan Wilson will come in for the first time today for Waynoka. It looks like we're going to have a timeout taken, it looks like, with 3:44 to go in the ballgame. Okeene with a 31-20 lead over Waynoka. We'll be back with more Waynoka basketball after this.
We are very fortunate to live, to work, and to be able to play in this part of the world. We're also thankful for all of our blessings, our friends, and our neighbors in and around the Waynoka area. One of our big blessings is having our own animal doctor. That's Dr. Michaela Zook. Dr. Michaela Zook is now located in downtown Waynoka and can be reached at any time by telephone, 580-554-0226. Dr. Michaela Zook. One more blessing at our hometown veterinarian.
Clean Harbors, hazardous waste disposal and recycling services provide the widest range of recycling, treatment, and disposal options for all your hazardous waste streams. Unmatched in North America, our infrastructure of hazardous waste management facilities services all of the U.S. and Canada, northern Mexico, and Puerto Rico. We handle both drum and bulk hazardous waste in liquid, solid, semi-solid, sludge, and gas forms. One call handles all your hazardous waste disposal needs. Located in Waynoka, where we proudly support our railroaders.
Back in Okeene, 3:44 to play in the ball game, and the Lady Whippets with a 31-20 lead over Waynoka. It'll be Brickman back at the line trying to complete the pair for the Lady Whippets and extend what is already their largest lead of the day. Second free throw on the way, and that one up and in. Brickman now with 3 points on the day, all from the free throw line. And Shea Wilson looking for somewhere to go with the ball. Shea and her sister Reagan both on the court at the same time as she's able to get it over to Seeger. Seeger looking for somewhere to go, finds Martinelli. Martinelli gives it off to Reagan Wilson, who turns around, fires her layup, spins around, and goes in. And so Reagan Wilson able to get on the board to make it a 32-22 game, 3:16 to play in regulation. As Zamora fires inside to Swartwood. Swartwood attacking from the left block, laying it up and in to respond and make it 34-22. Okeene on top with 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Seeger bounces it low to Boziden from the right elbow, looking for somewhere to operate. Now drifting towards the right block, throws up a shot. Can't get it to go in, but did draw a whistle. Did Boziden. It's going to be the 4th team foul on Okeene. It's going to be the 2nd foul against Zamora. With Boziden at the line, who has not scored yet this quarter, trying to change that. First free throw up and in as she has changed that. A 15-point night for Temperance Boziden. 34-23, Okeene on top of Waynoka. Second free throw on the way for Boziden, and that one off the front iron. Tipped by Martinelli, but into the arms of a Lady Whippet, who's able to clear it away to Brickman. As Brickman dancing around on the Lady Whippet logo, looking for somewhere to go, drifting back towards the center court area before being able to lob it away to Zamora, who quickly finds Grigsby down to Pinner. Pinner attacks with it using the glass and is able to lay it in. 36-23, Okeene on top of Waynoka. 2:30 to go in the ball game. As Shea Wilson firing it over to Martinelli, gets it down to Reagan Wilson. Reagan Wilson attacks again for the right block and banks it in. 4 quick points now for Reagan Wilson this quarter to make it 36-25. Waynoka down by 11 with 2:15 to go in the ball game. Shot fired up by Swartwood, not able to get that one to go as the ball rattles around. Okeene able to get it back. Zamora looking for Summer to go with the ball. Zamora from the right wing fires around, able to still be harassed, it looks like. Finally able to get it back over to Grigsby. It's Grigsby in between the two circles, looking to drive towards the free throw line, kicks it back over to Zamora. Zamora looking for Summer to go, tries a long two from the left side. That one bounces off the hands of Penner and gets it back over to Brickman. It's Brickman near center court. Has a pass tipped away, stolen by Bozeiden. Bozeiden towards the right side, looking for someone to go, gets it over to Shea Wilson. Wilson puts up a shot, and that one blocked away out of bounds, last touched by Grigsby. 1:20 to go in the ball game and a 36-25 lead for Okeene. Lady Rails with the ball on the inbound as Seeger able to get it into Bozeiden. Bozeiden from the left wing, thought about a three, gives it over to Martinelli at the top of the perimeter. Zips it back over to Bozeiden, still looking for Summer to go. Lobs it back to Martinelli, driving inside the free throw line, lost the ball, picked up by Reagan Wilson. Wilson from the right block throws of a shot. That one blocked away into the arms of Swartwood with 1 minute to play. As Brickman will slow things down, still waiting to cross, now finally does cross the timeline. Giving it over to Zamora. Zamora thought about a three from the left wing. Instead faces a double team. Gives it back over to Brickman. 50 seconds to play now as Okeene looking content just to dribble this out for a bit. Brickman's continuing to dribble it around as Grigsby ends up losing the ball in the right wing after a few quick passes. 40 seconds to go in the ball game. Waynoka going to get another shot at it. But down 36-25 here, under 40 seconds to go in the ball game. Bozeiden pounding the ball into the hardwood towards the right side, looking for somewhere to go. Gives it over to Reagan Wilson, driving baseline with a floater that spins around, can't get it to go. Seeger with the offensive rebound, kick back out to Shea Wilson for a long three, and she drains that one. Cuts it back down to 8, 36-28 with 17 seconds to go, and a foul on the Lady Rails, trying to just extend the game a bit and play the free throw games. The foul's on Reagan Wilson, that's her first. It'll put Brickman back at the line with 17 seconds to go, as mentioned. Brickman takes a couple dribbles, fires up the first free throw. That one rattles around and in. A quick substitution for the Lady Whippets as Cadence Lewis will check in. Brickman takes a couple dribbles, fires away free throw number 2, and that one pure as well to make it 38-28. Okeene on top of Waynoka. Seeger able to get it away to Shea Wilson, who tries to dump it down inside, but instead stolen away by Zamora, who gives it right back to Martinelli. Still dribbling around, 3 seconds to go. Martinelli in the corner, lobs it over to Seeger, back to Martinelli, who runs out of time, and that'll be the ball game as Okeene gets a 38-28 win over Waynoka. Both teams now standing at 5-8 on the season. So Okeene able to get the win on homecoming over the Lady Rails. Not the only game, of course, we'll have tonight. We'll have the boys game coming up in just a moment. But folks, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll wrap this one up. You're listening to and watching Waynoka basketball here on KALV.
America's Oasis, a whole new world of off-road delight. America's Oasis, joining the north edge of the Little Sahara State Park just south of Waynoka, is open for business, and they invite you and your family to come stay and play. To explore all the possibilities, go to their website, americasoasis.com, and see the many ways you can come to Northwest Oklahoma and play in the sand. America's Oasis, an amazing concept. You have to experience it to believe it. Come visit America's Oasis, just south of Waynoka, the little city by the sand.
What do you look for in a good ag lender? Local decision making? Quick responses on questions? Personalized business packages with a focus on your financial goals? Guidance with the latest technology? on-site visits with respect for your time and your schedule. Well, if that sounds good to you, you should give us a call. Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, the leader in ag lending.
Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, an equal housing lender, online at farmcreditloans.com.
Joe Parsons has worked hard and has succeeded in becoming the go-to realtor for this part of the country. So if you want to sell your part of this country or you want to buy part of this country, Joe wants to hear from you. Call Joe Parsons at 580-748-2640.
Alva State Bank and Trust Company, older than Oklahoma, big enough to serve you and small enough to know you.
We love to give back to our customers. Did you know Alva State Bank offers a great rewards checking account program? That's right. You can earn cash back or high interest with our Kasasa accounts. We will even refund you up to $25 in ATM fees.
How do I qualify?
It's simple. Just swipe your debit card 12 times, sign up for online statements, and have one ACH credit or debit post to your account.
Can I do it online?
Yes. Just visit our website at www.alvastatebank.com to see if our Kasasa Rewards program is right for you. We make banking easy. Whether you're at home, the office, or in your car, our online or mobile banking options help you juggle busy schedules and financial needs.
We plant roots where others have branches.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Welcome back to Okeene as the Lady Whippets get a 38-28 win over the Lady Rails. Looking at the scoring on this one, starting with the Okeene side, finishing off point totals for them. Julia Penner finishing the game with 14 points. Bella Swartwood putting up 12. Looking at some of the other players here, Madeline Brickman with 5. Cadence Lewis had 3. 2 points for Logan Chance and 2 points as well for Bailey Grigsby. An Okeene team that talked about it a bit at halftime, just continue to play a more balanced type of game, and that's what they were able to do with that combination of Penner and Swartwood. Really that front court that Okeene was able to possess, use that size to their advantage, and that's exactly what Okeene was able to do. On the Waynoka side, however, a 15-point night for Temperance Boziden, headlining the scores for the Lady Rails. 9 points for Shea Wilson, and then 4 points as well for Reagan Wilson, who was able to get some action going in the fourth quarter. So for Okeene and Waynoka, it both moves them to a record of 5-8. We will see the Lady Rails again on Friday, where they will be about 20 miles from where they are right now. They'll be taking on Ringwood team that Waynoka trying to get back at them, a Ringwood team that is so far this year, I believe, only won 1 or 2 games on their record, so hopefully that'll be kind of more of a get-right game for Waynoka if they get an opportunity to. Lady Rails record drops to 5-8 on the season so far. Still over 6 minutes to go until we get the boys' action on the way between the Whippets and the Rails. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll get into that matchup. Okeene and Waynoka, the Whippets and the Rails. We'll be back with that and a little bit more. Should be a fun one on KALV.
Rachel's Cafe in downtown Waynoka is like its owner. Beautiful. From the front door, clear through. You'll love the look, the feel, and you'll love the taste at Rachel's Cafe. With a full menu and a daily special, Rachel's is burgers, calf fries, and much, much more. Open Tuesday through Thursday from 11 to 4 and Friday and Saturday from 11 to 7 p.m. Say hi to Rachel and her great staff in downtown Waynoka.
Holder Drug, your local pharmacy. Stop in and check out some of the new available items at Holder's, starting with our hanging scrolls and banners. Expecting a child soon? Holder Drug is the perfect place for your baby registry. Find more information by stopping by the store or visit us online at holderdrug.com. As always, free delivery with your medications and prescriptions, along with specials at the fountain. That's Holder Drug, located on the downtown square, right here in Alva.
When your business is agriculture, you want a bank behind you that doesn't cut and run at the first sign that there will be some tough times ahead. There are good years and there are always bad years. At Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, we're here for them all. Agriculture, it's the backbone of our local community. We believe in it. We invest in it. We're here for the long haul. If you're in agriculture, it's time to let Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma make your best even better. Contact a loan officer today. Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, the area's leading lender in agriculture.
Joe Parsons has worked hard and has succeeded in becoming the go-to realtor for this part of the country. So if you want to sell your part of this country or you want to buy part of this country, Joe wants to hear from you. Call Joe Parsons at 580-748-2640. Warm up with a class at Northwest Technology Center this month. Choose one of our evening classes, including computer fundamentals, cooking, health-related courses, business development, and much more. Northwest Technology Center also offers training for your business at your convenience. Contact us today for more information at 580-327-0344 in Alva or 580-227-3708 in Fairview. Northwest Technology Center is preparing students for success in education, careers, and life.
Welcome back to Okeene. Kate Kennedy here with you as the Whippets and Rails getting ready to do battle. A Waynoka team coached by Jared Strait, a record of 3-9 so far this season. Looking at Waynoka, what they were able to do at the Burlington tournament last weekend. It was a loss to Pioneer Pleasantville, 54-38 to start in the opening round. Going to the consolation side, take on Allen Cleo, a team they've already beaten this season. Able to get a win there, 80-61, before moving into the consolation championship and a hard-fought game against Sharon Mutual, but unfortunately, Rails not able to pull that one out, falling to the Trojans 51-46. You come into this on the Okeene side, however, this is an Okeene team coached by Jake Regier that has a record of 7-5. They were at home for their own tournament. Okeene was able to take on Canton, beat them 57-12, lost to Thomas 37-29, before closing the tournament out with a win against Hinton 54-45. This is going to be a little bit of a shorthanded Waynoka team a bit tonight because this is a Waynoka team without Rolton Bozide tonight. He is in Denver actually tonight. He's showing cattle at one of the bigger stock shows, the American Royal Stock Show, so he is not available for tonight. So you look at keys to the game for Waynoka, it's going to turn into how can you replace the production of Rolton Bozide. He's a guy that we talked about before during the years, really. I mean, he has that toughness, he has that ability that when he gets on a shooting streak, when he gets hot, he can get real hot and be a huge help. And this is an Okeene team that has athletes all over the court, whether that be someone like a Ben Cheap, whether that be someone like an Ace Long. They have all sorts of guys, William Woolley. They have all sorts of guys that can absolutely spread the floor and make things a bit of a nightmare to deal with. But we'll see what comes tonight in what should be a fun battle between Waynoka and Okeene. I mean, these are two schools, two great communities really going at. Anytime it feels like they go at it, it's going to be a pretty fun game between the two. And we'll see if that continues tonight. I would think that continues tonight. Two schools that have always been fun to watch. And that's a football, that's a basketball, if you put these kids up against anything in about any sport, baseball, it usually is going to produce some pretty good results. We'll see what that Waynoka starting lineup looks like a bit without Bozide in it tonight. It looks like we are about ready for both sides. Waynoka will be in the all maroon jerseys, maroon shorts, and Okeene will be in the all white.
Number 0, Andrew Castillo.
So it'll be Andrew Castillo wearing number 0.
Number 23,
Will be Cooper Truesdale, Weston Longoria. Number 23, Roland George, and number 24, Titan Smith Dunn. Weston Longoria wearing 13, Cooper Truesdale wearing 14. So that is the starting lineup for the Rails. Longoria, Truesdale, Millage, check that, not Millage. Longoria, Truesdale, Castillo, George, and Titan Smith Dunn. And now they turn the lights off. I knew that they turned the lights off. Here they do it for the boys' game here. As the starting lineups for Okeene, it'll be number 3, Corbin Cagle. Number 11, William Woolley. Number 13, Ethan Milligan. Number 22, Lincoln Feely. And number 23, Ace Long. So talk about some of those athletes that Okeene has. These are kids that have seen Waynoka before. Waynoka's seen them before. Always fun when these two get together. Like I said, should be a good one in Okeene here in Blaine County. Homecoming night for Okeene. As mentioned, girls were able to get a win over the Lady Rails. We'll see what we have in store on the boys' side. As both sides ready to tip this one away. It'll be Roland George in the circle for the Rails. And for Okeene, it'll be William Woolley. Waynoka will be going from right to left across your radio dial to get this one started. Okeene will be going from left to right. Players still chatting. Okeene wanting to know where they want to go if they win the tip. Referees checking to make sure everything's good. 8 minutes are on the clock. Whistle's blown, ball is tipped. Fight for the ball, won by Woolley and the Whippets, as he's able to get it away to Long. As Ace Long near the top of the perimeter, gets it inside to Woolley, kicks it out to Feely. Feely for a right side three, able to drain that one, and a quick start for Okeene. 7:40 to go in the ball. You're saying the opening quarter as Titan Smith Dunn tries to respond with a quick three, and that one will go over the top of the backboard. Okeene already with a 3-0 lead here in quarter number 1. As Long getting the ball, Waynoka not wanting to show any pressures. He trots across the timeline. Long looking for somewhere to go, bouncing it out over to Cagle. Cagle quickly finding Feely for another right side tray, and he's able to drain that one. Back-to-back trays for Feely to start the night, and it's a 6-0 lead for Okeene. And the Rails trying to lob it down to George. He loses it out of bounds, right back to Okeene. 7:17 to go in quarter number 1. Waynoka still trying to get on the board. As Long in between the two circles, drives towards his left. Bounce pass quickly down to Milligan. Gets it back over to the top of the three. Key for Cagle. Can't get that one to go. Fight for the ball, and a foul underneath. The foul is going to be against Feely. That's his first. So first foul of the game goes against the Whippets. As the inbound goes to Longoria. Longoria looking for somewhere to go for the Rails. Try to hand it off to Smith Dunn. Instead, the ball poked away by Long. Streaking down the court with a long pass, just a bit too much to handle for Feely's. That one goes out of bounds and right back to Waynoka. 6:51 to go in quarter number 1, and a 6-0 lead for the Whippets. Is Longoria going by the Waynoka bench, nearly running into a double team, spins out of it. Longoria fires up a shot. That one spins in and out as Feely skies for the board. Now lobs a long pass down to Woolley on the right wing, who will backpedal towards the Whippets logo, and a quick pass around from Long to Cagle. Back over to Long. Thought about a three from the left side. Instead finds Feely. Long two, and the jumper in for Lincoln Feely. 8 straight to start the game for him. 6:20 to go in the opening quarter as Smith Dunn catches a long pass, but it has a foot out of bounds, and so Okeene will get the ball right back. Already an 8-0 run to start the game for Okeene. As Long lobs a pass over to Feely. Feely from the right side finds himself open, heaves up a three. That one spins around, will not go down. Ball goes out of bounds, last touched by the Whippets. So it'll be Waynoka's ball. 6:09 to go in the opening quarter. As Longoria faces a double team, able to get it over to Truesdale. Truesdale looking for somewhere to go. Fires it over to Smith Dunn. Back out to Longoria near the Lady Whippets word mark on the right side. Dumping it down to Truesdale. Truesdale fires in, and as he does, we whistled for a travel, it looks like. So another Waynoka turnover to start this game. The Rails still trying to get their first point on the board. 5:53 to go in the opening quarter. An 8-0 lead for Okeene. As Cagle bounces it over to Long. Long now directing traffic, looking for somewhere to go. zips it back over to Cagle, who takes a spot, sends it Long's way on the left wing. Quick bounce pass down to Feely, who skies up for the layup, and it's now 10 points for Feely. All 10 points in the game coming from him. 10-0 lead for the Whippets as Longoria gets double teamed, gets it back over to Feely. Feely goes up, tried to throw it down, can't get it to fall. Ball tips right back to Feely, and he's able to put it up and in for the layup instead. At a 12-0 lead for Okeene. 5:10 to go in quarter number one. As Longoria gets it over to Truesdale. Truesdale from the top of the three, gives it over to Smith Dunn. Tries to rifle a three of his own, just a bit too strong into the arms of Feely. Quickly out to Long. 3 minutes into the opening quarter, and Okeene and Waynoka both wanting to play at the high pace they are comfortable with. As Feely dumps it down to Milligan. Milligan drives inside from the right block, and he's able to lay it up and in. And now a 14-0 lead for Okeene on top of Waynoka. 4:35 to go in the opening quarter. Longoria gets it into Truesdale. Truesdale inside the paint, kicks it back over to Castillo with a pass. It gets tipped up by Feely, getting it all the way over to Woolley. Woolley tries to lay it up, but instead tipped away by Longoria. So we're going to have a quick substitution for the Rails. As Castillo will sub out. Now we're going to have a quick discussion here by the referees. Are we going to have a timeout? No, and we're not going to have a timeout taken. It's going to be a 3-second in the lane on Okeene. They wanted to determine what that was, and it is going to be Waynoka's ball. As Truesdale able to inbound it to Longoria. As Longoria looking for somewhere to go, throws the ball tipped up in the air into the arms of Feely. As Feely able to get it down to Woolley, and Woolley goes coast to coast for the layup. A 16-0 lead for Okeene to start the game. 4 minutes to go in the opening quarter. As Longoria nearly loses the ball, Smith Dunn picks it up, but as he does, he shuffles his feet and travels with it. 3:59 to go in the opening quarter. Is Long able to bounce it into Cagle. Send it back over to Long, crossing the timeline. Zipping it back over to Feely. Feely feeding it to Milligan, who goes up strong and lays it in. 18-0 Okeene on top of Waynoka. 3:40 to go in the opening quarter. As Longoria drives inside, kicks it back out to George. George finding Smith Dunn, trying a long three from the left side. Can't get that one to go as Feely able to corral the ball. Rolls it over to Ben Cheap. Cheap able to go coast to coast, just subbed in moments ago, and he's able to attack with a layup to make it 20-0. Okeene on top of Waynoka. 3:15 to go in the opening quarters. Longoria lobs it all the way over to George deep in the left corner before passing it out to Smith Dunn back towards the top of the perimeter. Quickly sending it around to the right side. Over to, I believe that's Colin Myers, who skies up for the shot. Can't get that one to fall. Check that, see who it is. Looks like it might be, try to see who else that might be. That might be Homertine. It's a quick fire out by Feely. Can't get that one to go, but a putback up and in, and the Whippets have made it a 22-0 game as Cagle able to get on the board. 2:35 to go in the opening quarter. Waynoka still trying to get on first. A quick shuffle of the feet will be another Waynoka turnover. So now the Whippets subbing in, and Okeene able to show off the depth a bit as several new players coming into the game. Long still out there, along with Feely. As he quickly bounces it over to Cheap. Cheap now handing it off to Long. Long dumping it inside, and a quick pass out to Carson Cavett, who's able to lay it up and in, just attacking for that same right block that Okeene's been able to get to. 2:20 to go in the opening quarter, and Okeene with a 24-0 lead over Waynoka, and a timeout going to be taken by Coach Straight. We'll take it with him. We'll be back in a moment with more Waynoka basketball here on KALV.
What do you look for in a good ag lender? Local decision making? Quick responses on questions? Personalized business packages with a focus on your financial goals? Guidance with the latest technology? on-site visits with respect for your time and your schedule. Well, if that sounds good to you, you should give us a call. Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, the leader in ag lending.
Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, an equal housing lender, online at farmcreditloans.com.
We are very fortunate to live, to work, and to be able to play in this part of the world. We're also thankful for all of our blessings, our friends, and our neighbors in and around the Waynoka area. One of our big blessings is having our own animal doctor. That's Dr. Michaela Zook. Dr. Michaela Zook is now located in downtown Waynoka and can be reached at any time by telephone, 580-554-0226. Dr. Michaela Zook. One more blessing. And our hometown veterinarian.
Back in Okeene as Homer Time ends up losing the ball. Quick pass for the Whippets, getting it back over to Long. As Long will make his way around the top of the perimeter before finding Feely, who will zip it inside to Cheap. Cheap loses the ball. Instead, it's picked up by Cavett. Sends it back out over the Long on the right wing, finding Feely for a fading three that falls in. And another rifling shot for Lincoln Feely to make it 27-0. Okeene on top of Waynoka. Feely with 15 of Okeene's 27. 1:35 to go in the opening quarters. Longoria tries to find Smith Dunn, who falls down diving for the ball. Back out of bounds to Okeene as Castillo will check back in for the Rails. As Long for the right wing. Now makes his way back towards the top of the perimeter, sending it over to Cheap. Cheap rifling it back over to Long, now standing on the left wing, drives inside, attacking with a shot that rattles around and in to get Long his first bucket of the day, and a 29-0 lead now for Okeene over Waynoka. 1:10 to go in quarter number one. As Longoria stumbles around near the top of the perimeter, trying to fight through the Okeene pressure, sends it Castillo's way, and once again, just a bit of a miscommunication there. Castillo thought I was in one place. Longoria thought he was in somewhere else. Ball goes out of bounds and back to Okeene. 1 minute to play in quarter number one, and a 29-0 lead for the Whippets as Long bounces it over to Cheap. Cheap from the right wing sends it back around to Long, and makes his way towards the free throw line, over to Cheap, dumping it down low to Cavett. Cavett fires away with a bank shot, can't get that one to fall. Offensive rebound by Rayson Roberts. His shot went up, rejected. Another fight for the ball, another shot goes up, back to Cavett, tries again for attempt number 4, can't get it. Cavett skies for the ball, gets his own offensive board, and it'll be a 5th possession for Okeene here with 35 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Long from the right side, flicks it out all the way over to the left wing for a 3 that rattles in for Cheap. 32-0 Okeene on top of Waynoka as Longoria has a pass swatted out of bounds by Roberts. 20 seconds to go in the opening quarter. As Longoria by the scores table, able to send it into Truesdale. Truesdale giving it right back to Longoria, looking for somewhere to go with it. Tries to lob it inside to Truesdale, and instead it's stolen away by Cheap. Cheap trying to go coast to coast. Lobs it over to Cavett, who spins around for the scoop layup to make it 34-0 Okeene on top of Waynoka with 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Longoria crossing the timeline, 2 seconds, 1 second, heaves up a long 3, and that one will end up just short. So Okeene able to blank Waynoka in the opening quarter, 34-0. We'll take a quick break and be right back with more Waynoka basketball here on KALV.
America's Oasis, a whole new world of off-road delight. America's Oasis, joining the north edge of the Little Sahara State Park just south of Waynoka, is open for business, and they invite you and your family to come stay and play. To explore all the possibilities, go to their website, americasoasis.com, and see the many ways you can come to Northwest Oklahoma and play in the sand. America's Oasis, an amazing concept. You have to experience it to believe it. Come visit America's Oasis, just south of Waynoka, the little city by the sand. Warm up up with a class at Northwest Technology Center this month. Choose one of our evening classes, including computer fundamentals, cooking, health-related courses, business development, and much more. Northwest Technology Center also offers training for your business at your convenience. Contact us today for more information at 580-327-0344 in Alva or 580-227-3708 in Fairview. Northwest Technology Center is preparing students for success in education, careers, and life.
Back in Okeene as the Rails trying to get on the board, finding themselves down 34-0 against the Whippets as Titan Smith-Dunn shuffles his feet and gets whistled for the travel. 9 seconds into quarter number 2 as Okeene already on top, 34-0, and able to show off a bit of the depth they have. This is a talented Okeene squad, as mentioned earlier, 7-5, and a lot of them, you look at that and think 7-5, that's not the greatest record in the world, but when you think about all the ranked competition that they have played a good amount of ranked opponents, and that's where most of their losses come from, is a shot fired inside by Brett Woolley, and he ends up drawing a foul, and he'll end up going to the free throw line. Foul is going to be on Titan Smith-Dunn. That is his first, and that is actually the first foul of the day on any Waynoka player. 7:32 to go until halftime. First free throw on the way, and that will bounce off the back iron for Brett Woolley. Okeene already on top of Waynoka, 34-0. The second free throw on the way in for Brett Woolley to make it 35-0. It's Homer Zime with the ball on the right wing, looks for somewhere to go, fires it over to Castillo, nearly over his head. Castillo has to go back down to try to track it, and as he does, he ends up stepping out of bounds. Just trying to get after the ball, and so it'll be a quick substitution as Wyatt Millage will sub in for the Rails in place of Roland George. So 7:18 to go in the first half. As Cheap fires it over to Cagle. Cagle able to help dump it down low to a shot by Roberts that's rejected. Ball rattles around as Cavett tried to go back up, had his shot not able to fall. Quick dribbling, trying to get around for Homer time as Roberts ended up trying to strip it away, went all the way to the hoop, couldn't get his shot to go, and Millage able to come up strong with it. Lobbing it down to Smith-Dunn, tries a three from the right side, and that one rattles in. Titan Smith-Dunn able to get the Rails on the board with 6:40 to go in the first half, 35-3. Okeene on top of Waynoka. As Cagle near the top of the perimeter, bounces it down to Cheap. Quick passing inside before getting it back to Cavett, who lays it in to make it 37-3. Okeene on top of Waynoka. 6:20 to go in the first half. As Homer Time in between the two circles, looking for somewhere to go. Has a pass tipped away, intended for Castillo. Instead, stolen away by Brett Woolley, who goes coast to coast. Can't get his layup to go. Tip in by Roberts, won't go. Second tip in, rejected by Millage. Back out, though, however, saved. The fight for the ball ensues, and it looks like it's going to be a foul on Titan Smith-Dunn, and that'll be his second. So quick substitution for the Rails as Longoria will check back in. 6 minutes to go in the first half, and a 37-3 lead for Okeene over Waynoka. It's a quick pass inside to Cavett. Cavett just moves his feet inside, running into a wall of Rails. So Waynoka able to come up with the turnover. It's Truesdale getting it into Homer Zime. Here the Lady Whippet word mark finds Truesdale. Truesdale tries a long three, can't get it to go. Millage with the putback, his shot won't fall. Tries to track down his board again, but that time Woolley snatches it away. Woolley able to get it off to Cheap. Cheap near the top of the perimeter, sends it over to Cagle, back to Cheap on the left wing. Thought about a three before quickly getting it inside with a few quick passes. The Cavaliers guys up and lays it in again. 39-3, Okeene on top of Waynoka. 5:25 to go in quarter number 2. As Homer Time goes all the way to the rack, has his shot tipped out of bounds by Cheap. 5:19 to go in the first half, and a 39-3 lead. Okeene on top of Waynoka as Longoria gets it into Homer Time, who jumps up, tries to go for a three, saw Cavett coming and ends up just jumping up in the air with it and coming back down, and that'll be a travel. As Okeene back with the ball. Cheap near the top of the perimeter, gives it around to Cagle. Sending it Cheap's way on the left wing, looking for Summer to go. Dishes it back over to Cagle. Tries a three from the right side. That one rattles around. Can't get it to go down. Fight for the ball. Won by Homertzheim. As Homertzheim near the free throw line, spins around, looking to dump it off to someone. Gives it to Millage. Millage ends up having it poked out of bounds by Cheap. We'll have a quick substitution as it'll be Ethan Milligan subbing back in for the Whippets. 4:53 to go in the first half at a 39-3 lead for Okeene. It's a long pass out to Mills for a free throw line jumper. Couldn't get it to go. Longoria able to tip it back out to him. Homertzheim for a long three from the right side. Can't get that one to fall. Fight for the ball. Castillo ends up getting his hand in there, but as he does, he draws a foul. So it'll be his first and the third foul on the rails. 4:42 to go in quarter number 2. It's the inbound for the Whippets. Going to Cavett. Now quickly back out to William Woolley. Throws it down to Brett Woolley. Over to William Woolley on the left side for a long three. That one will not fall, but Brett Woolley able to get his hands on it and reset it back out to Cavett. Drives inside, gets bumped, draws the foul. Can't get his shot to go, however. It'll be a trip to the free throw line in the 4th team foul against Waynoka. As the foul is going to go against Millage. That's his first. So it ends up not being a shooting foul. They call it just a normal foul. The inbound, give it out to Cavett for a right corner three. That one just a bit too strong. Castillo able to contain the board, and as he does, ends up losing it out of bounds. It'll go back to Okeene. 4:19 to go in the first half, and a 39-3 lead for Okeene over Waynoka. It's Cavett from the right wing, looking for Summer to go. Now strolls back out towards the top of the perimeter. Sending it over to William Woolley, who lobs a pass. Back to Cavett on the left side. Drives in from the left block. Creeps around and scores. Just trying to have to force it over the iron, and he did to make it 41-3. Okeene on top of Waynoka. As Homertzheim able to send it over to Truesdale, quickly finding Longoria in the right corner. Longoria looking for Summer to go. Lobs a pass back to Castillo, left wing. Before firing it back over to Longoria with a bounce pass inside intended for Truesdale. Truesdale got a hand on it, but also William Woolley did as well with a long pass out to Brett Woolley, who's able to go coast to coast and lay it up and in. 43-3. Okeene on top of Waynoka. 3:29 to play in the second quarter. Longoria wants to drive inside towards the right wing. Finds Truesdale. Waiting for someone to hand it off to. Gets it off to Homertzheim. Homertzheim with a scoop layup. Able to get it in, but whistled for the travel first. Quick substitutions for Okeene. Looks like we're going to have number 25. That's Jalen Rentera coming into the game. Try to see who else we have. Number 21, that'd be Grayson Selke. As Cavett with a long pass tipped away by Millage. Millage streaking out in front of everyone, has a layup knocked away as Homertzheim able to get it back and out to Longoria. 3 minutes to go in the first half. Homertzheim for the free throw line. Sends it over to Castillo on the left wing, dribbling around, back over to Homertzheim in between the two circles. Had it poked away, but as he did, it'll be a foul on Roberts. That'll be his first. Quick substitution. Titan Smith Dunn checks back in for Waynoka. 2:55 to go in the first half. Smith Dunn getting the inbound, crossing the timeline. Smith Dunn makes his way towards the free throw line from the right elbow all the way to the block. Dumps it down to Truesdale, has his shot blocked away by Selke. Selke able to give it off to Cavett, dumps it down to Roberts, who's able to lay it up and in from the right block. 45-3, Okeene on top of Waynoka with 2:28 to go in the first half as Longoria tries to float one in from the free throw line. Can't get his shot to fall. Instead, scooped up by Selke. Selke now operating, running the point, zipping it over to Cavett in the right wing, looking for somewhere to go, directing traffic, being harassed by Longoria, who pokes the ball away into the arms of Castillo. who hands it back off to Longoria. Longoria then has it poked back away by Roberts. Roberts sees the one-on-one with Truesdale, attacks to the rim again, and lays it in. 47-3, Okeene on top of Waynoka. 1:50 to go in the first half. As Longoria standing in the O at center court. Drifts over to the right wing, kicks it up to Smith Dunn, tries a corner three, can't get his shot to fall. Fight for the ball ensues, and it's going to be a foul. Looks like the foul will be on Waynoka, and it is. It's going to be the second on Wyatt Millage. It's the 5th team foul as well, so it will be free throws for the Whippets for the final 1:38 of the first half. Okeene already with a 47-3 lead, as it will be Rentera at the line. First free throw on the way from Rentera is up and in. As Rentera takes a couple dribbles, fires away the second free throw, and that one will roll its way on in as well to make it 49-3. Okeene on top of Waynoka with 1:35 to go in the first half. Longoria heaves a three from the right side and got it in. Just stepped up to the arc, fired a shot, and knocked it in to make it 49-6. Okeene on top of Waynoka, 1:20 to play in the first half. As Cavett gets it inside to Brett Woolley, fires a mid-range shot from the paint, couldn't get it to go. Woolley tries to track it back down, ends up losing it out of bounds, back to Waynoka. 1:11 to play in the first half as Colin Myers, who's subbed into the game, gets it over to Longoria. It's Longoria in between the two circles, drifts towards his left before firing it back out to Castillo. Castillo bobbles the ball momentarily, gets it over to Smith Dunn near the top of the perimeter. Smith Dunn looking to go to work, drives left, gets all the way to the block, tries a bank shot, spins around, can't get that one to fall, and instead contained by Cale Anthony, who's subbed in for the Whippets. 40 seconds to go in the first half, and a 49-6 lead for Okeene over Waynoka. As Selke able to get it down to Renteria, puts up a shot, can't get it to go, and Myers able to secure the board. 25 seconds to go in the first half. Longoria slowing things down, making his way towards the top of the perimeter, now going over towards the right wing. 15 seconds to go in the first half, and a 49-6 lead for Okeene. A handoff to Castillo, now down to 10 seconds. Still looking for somewhere to go, down to 8. Castillo has a pass intended for George, ends up sailing out of bounds, and Okeene will get it with 6.8 seconds to go in the first half. Inbound goes to Brett Woolley, 5 seconds. Woolley makes his way towards the right wing, 2 seconds. Woolley drives inside with a floater to beat the buzzer, spins around, cannot get it to go. And that is how the first half will end, as Okeene with a 49-6 lead over Waynoka as we make it to halftime. Folks, we'll take a quick break and come back and recap the first half. 49-6, Okeene on top of Waynoka. We'll be back with more Waynoka basketball here on KALV.
Alva State Bank and Trust Company, older than Oklahoma, big enough to serve you and small enough to know you.
We love to give back to our customers. Did you know Alva State Bank offers a great rewards checking account program? That's right. You can earn cash back or high interest with our Kasasa accounts. We will even refund you up to $25 in ATM fees.
How do I qualify?
It's simple. Just swipe your debit card 12 times, sign up for online statements, and have one ACH credit or debit post to your account.
Can I do it online?
Yes. Just visit our website at www.alvastatebank.com to see if our Kasasa Rewards program is right for you. We make banking easy. Whether you're at home, the office, or in your car, our online or mobile banking options help you juggle busy schedules and financial needs.
We plant roots where others have branches.
Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Rachel's Cafe in downtown Waynoka is like its owner. Beautiful. From the front door, clear through. You'll love the look, the feel, well, and you'll love the taste at Rachel's Cafe. With a full menu and a daily special, Rachel's is burgers, calf fries, and much, much more. Open Tuesday through Thursday from 11 to 4 and Friday and Saturday from 11 to 7 p.m. Say hi to Rachel and her great staff in downtown Waynoka.
Holder Drug, your local pharmacy. Stop in and check out some of the new available items at Holder's, starting with our hanging scrolls and banners. Expecting a child soon? Holder Drug is the perfect place for your baby registry. Find more information by stopping by the store or visit us online at holderdrug.com. As always, free delivery with your medications and prescriptions, along with specials at the fountain. That's Holder Drug, located on the downtown square, right here in Alva.
When your business is agriculture, you want a bank behind you that doesn't cut and run at the first sign that there will be some tough times ahead. There are good years and there are always bad years. At Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, we're here for them all. Agriculture, it's the backbone of our local community. We believe in it. We invest in it. We're here for the long haul. If you're in agriculture, it's time to let Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma make your best even better. Contact a loan officer today. Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, the area's leading lender in agriculture.
We are very fortunate to live, to work, and to be able to play in this part of the world. We're also thankful for all of our blessings, our friends, and our neighbors in and around the Waynoka area. One of our big blessings is having our own animal doctor. That's Dr. Michaela Zook. Dr. Michaela Zook is now located in downtown Waynoka and can be reached at any time by telephone, 580-554-0226. Dr. Michaela Zook. One more blessing. And our hometown veterinarian.
Welcome back to Okeene, where we are at halftime. 49-6, Waynoka trailing to the Whippets of Okeene. Homecoming night here in Okeene, and the duck toss going on, the halftime game here at Okeene. They put a bucket out at center court, and everyone can buy a little duck for $1, and if you are able to throw the duck into the bucket, or whoever gets closest to it or something along those lines, you win. Here for each side. Weston Longoria and Titan Smith Dunn have 3 apiece for the Rails, and that is all the scoring Waynoka's had. We're not able to score in the first quarter, unfortunately, were the Rails, as Okeene came out at an all-out blitz in that first quarter, outscoring Waynoka 34-0. Second quarter, a lot more subdued, a lot more competitive, though, 15-6, favoring Okeene in quarter number 2, and that is mainly due to the leading scorer for Okeene, Lincoln Feely, the 15-point explosion he had in quarter number 1. Did not score at all in the second quarter. Looking at some of the other scores for Okeene, 10 points for Carson Cavett, and just looking at a whole host of guys that have done their job so far today. 5 points for Ben Cheap, 4 points for Brayson Roberts, 4 points for Ethan Milligan. Looking around here, 3 points for Brett Woolley, 2 points for Corbin Cagle, 2 points for William Woolley, 2 points for Jalen Renteria, and 2 points for Ace Long as well. Just about everybody who has entered the game so far for Okeene has scored, and that's one of those things talked about a slight bit in the pregame. This is an Okeene team that do not let that record of 7-5 fool you. Jake Regier, this is a team that he wants to go out, he wants to play tough for opponents. They battle the Lomegas of the world. Mentioned Thomas, they played at the tournament here in Okeene. That was a ranked Thomas team that they played at the beginning of the season and beat them. All of Okeene's losses have come from ranked opponents. This is more about what Okeene is able to do when they are on a tear, as they have been tonight. A 49-6 lead over the Rails here at the break. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll go over the keys to the second half for both sides. Once again, homecoming night here in Okeene for the Whippets, a 49-6 lead for Okeene. We'll be back in a moment with more Waynoka basketball here on KALV.
What do you look for in a good ag lender? Local decision making? Quick responses on questions? Personalized business packages with a focus on your financial goals? Guidance with the latest technology? On-site visits with respect for your time and your schedule? Well, if that sounds good to you, you should give us a call. Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, the leader in ag lending.
Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, an equal housing lender, online at farmcreditloans.com.
Clean Harbors, hazardous waste disposal and recycling services provide the widest range of recycling, treatment, and disposal options for all your hazardous waste streams. Unmatched in North America, our infrastructure of hazardous waste management facilities services all of the U.S. and Canada, northern Mexico, and Puerto Rico. We handle both drum and bulk hazardous waste in liquid, solid, semi-solid, sludge, and gas forms. One call handles all your hazardous waste disposal needs. Located in Waynoka, where we proudly support our railroaders.
America's Oasis, a whole new world of off-road delight. America's Oasis, joining the north edge of the Little Sahara State Park just south of Waynoka, is open for business, and they invite you and your family to come stay and play. To explore all the possibilities, go to their website, americasoasis.com, and see the many ways you can come to Northwest Oklahoma and play in the sand. America's Oasis, an amazing concept. You have to experience it to believe it. Come visit America's Oasis, just south of Waynoka, the little city by the sand. Warm up with a class at Northwest Technology Center this month. Choose one of our evening classes, including computer fundamentals, cooking, health-related courses, business development, and much more. Northwest Technology Center also offers training for your business at your convenience. Contact us today for more information at 580-327-0344 in Alva or 580-227-3708 in Fairview. Northwest Technology Center is preparing students for success in education, careers, and life.
Back in Okeene as we're still at halftime, a 49-6 lead in favor of the Whippets. If you look at keys to the second half, if you're Okeene, I mean, I really don't think you need to change anything for Okeene. You're winning by 43 points at halftime. You've shown your depth. I would not be shocked if we saw a lot more of the Okeene bench as the night went on. As I mentioned earlier, kind of going through the scoring totals, just about everybody who has played so far, with the exception of one or two kids it looks like in here, has scored for Okeene. Everybody's contributed. If you're Waynoka, this is a second half that once again is about development. You knew it was going to be an uphill battle. Okeene's a good team. You don't have Rolton Boziden here today, obviously, as he is up in Denver right now. But this is another half about development, about another just look at, we've talked about it a little bit before doing some of these games, Ben and I have, where this is a young Waynoka team. You want to continue to see how these kids develop in certain situations, and this is a difficult one to deal with. You're down by 43 on the road in a game where Okeene, it feels like, has hit just about every shot under the sun, and you just cannot get anything going. How do you come out and how do you adapt in the second half, and how do you try to change the momentum and try to get a bit more going in your favor? I think it's really what you look for if you're Waynoka in this second half as we get the ball rolling here in quarter number 3. As Okeene will be going from right to left across your radio dial. Waynoka will be going from left to right as Carson Cavett put up a shot, not able to get that one to go, as Cooper Truesdale able to secure and get it away to Weston Longoria. As Longoria standing in between the two circles, waiting for a screen from either side, drifts off to his left, finds Titan Smith-Dunn at the top of the perimeter. Smith-Dunn hammers away through a triple team, kicks it back around to Roland George, who finds Truesdale at the top of the key for a three, fires it away, can't get that one to fall, and it's scooped up by Grayson Seelke, who's able to get it away to Brett Woolley. And as mentioned, Okeene starting with some of that bench here in the second half, as Brett Woolley on the right wing ends up with a whistle here. It'll be a turnover. Waynoka able to get the ball back. 7:14 to go here in the third quarter. 49-6, Okeene on top of Waynoka. As Longoria able to fire it over to Smith-Dunn towards the right side near the Whippets word mark, able to send it back over to Andrew Castillo. Castillo thought about driving inside, and as he does, Cale Anthony able to get his hands on it and force a jump ball. Possession will stay with Waynoka. It'll be Longoria on the inbound from the near sideline here, dumping it in to George, looking for somewhere to go, just inside the left arc, hands it back off to Longoria, attacking with a floater just a bit too strong off the back iron, into the arms of Anthony, who quickly clears it away to Woolley. Fires it off to Cavett on the right side, thought about a three, now drifts his way back towards center court, lost track of the ball for a moment, zips it back over to Woolley, who takes a spot on the right wing before rocketing it over to Silky, dumping it down low to Anthony, who fires away from a long two just outside the right block, and he's able to get that one in. So Okeene extends the lead to 45, a 51-6 advantage over the Rails, 6:20 to play in the third quarter. As Longoria looks for a screen, moves over towards his right, finds Smith Dunn. Dancing around near the top of the perimeter, trying to hold on to the ball as Okeene sending pressure, and it's stolen away by Cavett. Cavett looking to go coast-to-coast layup line for him. He's able to lay it in and make it 53-6. Okeene on top of Waynoka, 5:54 to go in this third period. It's Longoria just inside the arc, fires a pass towards Castillo, tipped away by Woolley, able to get it out back to Cavett. Cavett will slow things down before firing it away to Woolley back near center court with a bounce pass over to Selke. Selke able to get it around to Woolley with a dump pass down intended for Renteria, but he could not hold on to it. 5:30 to go in quarter number 3. A quick substitution for Waynoka as Leiden Homerzheim checks back into the game. It's Longoria on the left wing, looking for somewhere to go. Directing traffic, being guarded tightly by Cavett. Eventually dumps it down to George, who has a shot that just dives off the back iron, just hung there for a moment. Falls down, and Woolley able to scoop it up. Quick pass out over to Cavett, right wing. 5 minutes to play in quarter number 3, and a 53-6 lead for Okeene on top of Waynoka. As Woolley near the top of the perimeter, spins it back over to Cavett left side, lobbing a pass. I don't know if that was a pass or a shot, but it goes off the backboard and ends up in the arms of Renteria. As Renteria able to give it back over to Cavett, drives inside, draws the foul and scores, attacking at Truesdale. Able to lay it in to make it 55-6 as the foul is going to be on Truesdale. That's his first. Makes it a 55-6 game. Cavett at the free throw line. Free throw up, spins around and in. And it's turned into a 15-point performance for him, and another substitution as Carlos Lopez will see his first action of the day for the Whippets. And a 50-point lead for Okeene, 56-6 with 4:40 to go here in the third quarter. And as mentioned, they've done this to teams before. They did this to Canton in the opening round of the Okeene tournament. That was a game that they were able to beat Canton 57-12. So Okeene has this firepower in them when things really get rolling for the Whippets. As Longoria from the right side goes around a Truesdale screen, back towards the top of the perimeter, inches in towards the free throw line, kicks it back out to Castillo, looks to operate towards the left wing, just inside the arc now. Still looking for somewhere to go. Fires it off to Longoria, who will take his spot in that left wing, goes around the screen, and then gets tripped up at the free throw line. The foul will be on the Whippets, number 21. That will be Silky. That'll be his first. So one team foul for each side. 4:05 to go here in the third quarter, and a 56-6 lead for Okeene. As the inbound goes to George. George turns around, fires a shot up, can't get it to go. Able to fight right back for the ball towards the left wing. Rockets a wild pass intended for Homerzheim, but instead it'll sail over his head and back out of bounds. So the Whippets will take back over. 3:54 to go in the third quarter. As it will be Renteria. Thought about the inbound and then finally able to just bounce it into Woolley. Woolley from the left side, quick pass over to Renteria, goes up strong, draws a foul from Truesdale. That'll be his second on Cooper Truesdale. It's the second team foul for Waynoka, able to send Jalen Renteria to the line. As Renteria takes a couple dribbles, fires away his first free throw, and that one just a bit too strong, spins out. Still a 56-6 game in favor of Okeene. Second free throw on the way. That one will bounce off the back iron and in for Renteri to make it 57-6. Okeene on top of Waynoka. 3:40 to go in quarter number 3. As Longoria being guarded tightly by Lopez in between the two circles. Tries to hand it off to Castillo. Stolen instead by Woolley. Going coast to coast for another layup. Brett Woolley. So Okeene just a relentless defense. Still trying to create turnovers, up 59-6. As Longoria goes straight to the hoop. Tries to attack and his layup just spins out. Instead picked up by the Whippets. Silky was able to grab the board, flips it over to Woolley. Woolley finding Lopez on the right side, back over to Woolley. Fakes with a hard pass, instead now lobbing it over to Lopez on the left wing before giving it back to Renteria, firing it over to Lopez at the top of the perimeter. Lopez with a bounce pass over to Woolley. Sends it back over to Lopez in the left wing, sending it Woolley's way once more. Still all action happening at left wing. Now driving inside Woolley with a layup that attacks right at the backboard. Couldn't get it to go. Fight for the ball. It ends up being Cale Anthony who scoops it up and fires it in to make it 61-6. Okeene on top of Waynoka. 2:20 to play in quarter number 3. As long as Castillo drives straight to the rim and is able to draw a foul and a trip to the free throw line. The foul is going to be on Cale Anthony. That's his first. As Andrew Castillo trying to get his first point of the day. First free throw on the way, and he's able to bank it in. So that makes it 61-7. There will be a substitution for the Rails. Second free throw on the way, and that one banks in as well for Castillo. So Titan Smith Dunn will check in for him. It's Woolley able to get the inbound. 2:12 to go in the third quarter and a 61-8 lead for Okeene. As a long pass sailing for Lopez, knocked out of bounds by Homerdzine. As the ball gets chased back down, it'll stay with the Whippets. Silky able to fire to Woolley, back out to Lopez, to Silky for a top of the key three, and that one splashes in. First bucket of the night for Grayson Silky. And that makes it 64-8. Okeene on top of Waynoka, 1:40 to go here in the third quarter. As Homerdzine looking for someone to hand it off to, and Woolley's able to get his hands in on it. It was intended for Smith Dunn. Instead, he bounces it off to Anthony, who goes straight to the rack, lays it in. 6 points this quarter for Cale Anthony, and it's 66-8 with 1:20 to go. Still in the third quarter, Okeene on top by 58. As Longoria goes straight to the rack, and he's able to lay it in and make it 66-10. Weston Longoria able to move his point total up to 5 tonight. Silky from the left wing, thought about a three, gives it back over to Woolley, over to Lopez, back to Silky, who drives straight inside. His shot just dies off the rim, and Smith Dunn able to scoop it up, quickly getting it out to Longoria for a long pass to Homerdzine. Waits, stops, his shot will not fall, and Woolley able to sky for the ball with a quick pass over to Lopez. It's Lopez, skips it over to Woolley in the right wing, who finds Lopez once more. 35 seconds to go in the third quarter, and a 66-10 lead for Okeene. Renteria drives back, tries to get a shot to fall, can't get it. Fight for the ball, turns into a jump ball. Possession arrow stays with Okeene. 24 seconds to go in the third quarter. So Okeene on top of the rails by 56. Inbound goes to Woolley. Woolley fires away, goes off the back iron and back out into the arms of Homerdzine. Homerdzine with a head full of steam, drives in towards the right block. He's able to lay it up and in. Makes it 66-12. 5 seconds to go in the third quarter. Lopez on the right wing looking for somewhere to go. Bounces off to Wooly. Wooly heaves up a shot, and it'll be just a bit too short. And so that is how the third quarter ends, as Okeene on top of Waynoka, 66-12. We'll take a quick break and be right back with more Waynoka basketball here on KALV.
Holder Drug, your local pharmacy. Stop in and check out some of the new available items at Holders, starting with our hanging scrolls and banners. Expecting a child soon? Holder Drug is the perfect place for your baby registry. Find more information by stopping by the store or visit us online at holderdrug.com. As always, free delivery with your medications and prescriptions, along with specials at the fountain. That's Holder Drug, located on the downtown square, right here in Alva.
Rachel's Cafe in downtown Waynoka is like its owner. Beautiful. From the front door, clear through. You'll love the look, the feel, and you'll love the taste at Rachel's Cafe. With a full menu and a daily special, Rachel's is burgers, calf fries, and much, much more. Open Tuesday through Thursday from 11 to 4 and Friday and Saturday from 11 to 7 p.m. Say hi to Rachel and her great staff in downtown Waynoka.
Back in Okeene. Homertime fires a three from the top of the perimeter, not able to get that one to go. Lopez able to sky for the ball. 66-12. Okeene on top of Waynoka here in the fourth quarter. Lopez on the right wing looks for somewhere to go, fires it over to Eric Quintana, who checked in for the first time today. He's not able to hold on to the ball. Smith Dunn able to come away with it, gives it over to Longoria, head full of steam, just can't get his layup to go, but Homertime able to sky back for the ball. Homertime able to sail it in and hand it off to Longoria. Longoria near the top of the perimeter, fires it over to Smith Dunn. 7 minutes to go in the ball game and a 66-12 lead for Okeene. As Truesdale fires away a shot, and that one will rattle off the rim and into the arms of Lopez. As Lopez hands it off to number 33. Do not have a 33 in the roster, but he is out there on the court. Lopez fires back over to him, and 33 fires for a three. Can't get that one to go into the arms of Longoria. Try to see if we can figure out who the number 33 is. Is Longoria able to draw a foul? .6:31 to go in the ball game. So the foul is going to be on Lopez. That's his first. First free throw on the way for Longoria is up and in. Substitution as Colin Myers checks in, as well as Castillo subbing back in. Second free throw on the way for Longoria. That one will spin out, rebounded by the number 33. That we do not have a name for, as he will hand it off to Quintana. Quintana fighting inside for a loose ball, jump ball. Possession arrow will stay with Okeene. 6:17 to go in the ball game. 66-13, Okeene on top of Waynoka. As Lopez looking for somewhere to go, fires it over to Quintana. Quintana tries to rifle a pass down low, and instead that one sails out of bounds. Myers on the inbound, able to get it to Longoria. Six minutes to go in the ball game as Longoria collects himself, drives inside for the layup, and able to get that one to fall in. That cuts the deficit down 66-15. Waynoka still behind as Quintana was able to fire for a shot, and as he did, he draws a foul. Foul will be on Longoria. That's his first. So to put Eric Quintana on the line as he goes for his first point of the day. First free throw on the way. That one claims just a bit off. Another substitution for the Rails as Millage checks back in place of George. Second free throw on the way for Quintana. That one will sail off and out of bounds. .5:43 to play in regulation. A 66-15 lead for Okeene over Waynoka. As Longoria on the right wing fires it over to Smith Dunn. He heaves up a three and is able to get that one to fall. As Titan Smith Dunn able to get his second triple of the game and make it 66-17. They're actually going to call that a long two. They're going to say his foot was on the line. I was hoping they'd give him the three. Lopez tries to answer with a three of his own, and he's not able to get that one to go, and instead Castillo comes up with it, but instead stolen away by Lopez. Lopez goes back to the rack. He lays it in. So Carlos Lopez able to get his first points of the day and make it 68-17 with 4:55 to go in the ball game. As Longoria gives it back to Smith Dunn. He tries a deep three this time. That one just a bit too strong. Fight for the ball ensues. It's won by Millage. Millage skies up with a shot, not able to get that one to go, and a rebound by Lopez. A quick substitution as Homer Zime will return to the game for the Rails in place of Longoria. 4:40 to go in the ball game. As Lopez from the top of the perimeter gives it around to Quintana. Quintana drives inside, nearly lost the ball, kicks it back out to Quintana for a left corner three. That one clangs off the front iron. Fight for the ball won by Myers. Myers able to get it away to Homer Zime. Homer Zime with a head full of steam, stumbles at the free throw line, lost the ball. Castillo able to scoop it back up, hand it back to Smith Dunn. Thought about a three from the right side, now drives inside for the free throw line jumper, can't get it to go. Put back can't go for Millage either. Fight for the ball going to be won once again by the Whippets. 4 minutes to play in the ball game. 68-17, Okeene on top of Waynoka. Lopez on the right wing looking for somewhere to go for the Whippets. Fires it over to the number 33, who we do not have a name for. With 3:45 to go in the ballgame, I don't know if we're going to find a name for him, unfortunately. Quintana from the left wing. Fires it back over to 33. Sends it around to Lopez. Back to Quintana. Drives left baseline. Fires up a shot. Goes off the side of the backboard, but able to draw a foul. As the foul will be on Colin Myers. That's his first. Quintana back at the strike. First free throw on the way, and that one's in. As he's able to get his first point of the game. Second free throw on the way, and that one good as well for Quintana. 70-17, Okeene on top of Waynoka. As Homer Zime looking for somewhere to go, fires to Smith Dunn, top of the key three. That one just rattles in and out. Fight for the ball, goes back out to Homer Time for a right side triple, and that one is going to go out of bounds. 3:12 remaining in regulation. Still a 53-point lead for the Whippets, 70-17. As Lopez on the left wing makes his way back towards the top of the perimeter, bounces it back out to 33. 33 will throw it inside, and Myers able to get a paw on it, get it back over to Castillo. Castillo makes his way towards the left block, looks for somewhere to go, ends up losing it out of bounds, and back to Okeene. 2:49 to go in the ball game. As Lopez continuing to dribble across, fires it over to Quintana right side. Quintana with a stutter step, gets it into number 45. Try to see who that is, and I don't have a name for him either as the shot gets blocked out of bounds by Myers. So that's a bit odd. Usually you don't have a kid without a name that you know of, and very rare that it happens twice. 45 tries up a rainbow of a three, and it hits off the iron. Couldn't get it to go. It's Castillo able to get it back over to Homer time. 2:20 to go in the ball game. Smith Dunn fires it back over to Homer time. He tries a deep three. That one just spins around, can't get it to go. It's Lopez with the ball. 2:10 to go in the ball game. Fires a pass over to Quintana. Quintana looking for somewhere to go. Spits it back out to Lopez. Right side triple. That one just a bit too strong and out of bounds. Right at 2 minutes to play in the ball game. It's Myers set to inbound it as he will get it away to Homer time. Continues to operate in between the two circles. 1:50 to go in the game. Homer time steps up for a left side three, and that one will end up bouncing out of bounds. It's Lopez with the ball off the inbound. 1:40 to play in quarter number 4, 70-17. Okeene on top of Waynoka's 45 is going to try another three, and that one just a bit too strong. Fight for the ball, saved back to 45. He'll try another three, and that one just a bit too strong again as Smith Dunn able to get the board off to Homer time. Homer time able to give it away to Millage. Millage goes up strong with it, can't get his layup to go. Put back Homer time. That won't fall either. Fight for the ball, won by Quintana. As Quintana going straight in with a floater that banks off. Smith Dunn able to get the board. 1:08 to go in quarter number 4, and a 70-17 lead for Okeene over Waynoka. Smith Dunn being harassed by Quintana, drives inside, head full of steam, gets his layup to fall. And Smith Dunn with 7 points now for the Rails. 70-19, Okeene on top of Waynoka. As Lopez from the top of the rim fires over to 33. He tries a three. That one just bricks back out. Fight for the ball ensues. It's going to go over to 45. He chucks up a three, and that one will hit off the top of the backboard. 37 seconds to go in the ball game. 70-19, Okeene on top of Waynoka. So fires over to Castillo. Castillo tries a long three from the right side. Can't get it to go. Smith Dunn deep left wing three, and he drills it. Titan Smith Dunn able to knock that one down and make it 70-22. 18 seconds to go in the ball game. Okeene bench imploring it. Give it to someone and let him try to score it with 10 seconds left. And it looks like Lopez isn't going to do it. Crowd now imploring him to pass it over as well to somebody. Let him shoot it with 2 seconds left, and they're not going to. That's going to be the ball game. 70-22. Waynoka falling to Okeene here on homecoming night. As Mother Teresa, as we call her, running the camera tonight, helping out with the technical side of things. I knew at some point she was going to try to get me in the shot. I just figured that was going to try to happen if you're watching. If you're wondering why in the world you're having to look at me, that would be the reason why. But looking at the final totals here, trying to add everything up for both sides, Waynoka falling to 3-10 on the season. Okeene improving to 8-5. Trying to go through the totals here. Just about every player who played for Okeene, just about every player who played tonight ended up scoring. And that's an incredible effort you really do not see often enough happen in ball games. And I think that just kind of goes to show how well Okeene played in this game. But looking at the scoring totals here, starting with Waynoka, it'll be Titan Smith Dunn ends up leading the way in scoring for the Rails with 10. Weston Longoria puts up 8, 2 points for Lyden Homerdzheim and 2 points for Andrew Castillo as well. Looking at the scoring totals for Okeene, Lincoln Feely leading the way with 15, Carson Cavett with 15 as well, and then a whole bunch of scoring in there as well. 6 points for Cale Anthony, 5 points for Brett Woolley, 2 points for Eric Quintana, 2 points for Corbin Cagle, 4 for Brayson Roberts, 5 for Ben Cheap, 2 for William Woolley, 2 for Carlos Lopez, 4 for Ethan Milligan, 3 for Jaden Rentera, 3 for Grayson Seelke, and 2 for Ace Long. One of the nights where just about everybody who could have scored for Okeene, and unfortunately for the Rails, they dropped into 3-10 on the season. A happy homecoming in Okeene. But we will be back, well, technically tomorrow, actually. We're going to have Rose and Ben tomorrow. A little weird doing it on a Wednesday. We said last week we were going to, and that was before we knew that Ben had the flu and I had COVID. So we are going to still do that as planned. Ben and Rose will be on Wednesday tomorrow, actually. And then Friday, we will be back. More Waynoka basketball as the Rails and the Lady Rails travel to Ringwood. So, folks, signing off for Mother Teresa, I'm Cade Kennedy. Until next time, have a good one, everybody.